Oh, yeah. How we doing today, boys and girls? How we doing today, boys and girls? It is week 7. It is check down. It is NFL football. We currently have a game on right now. Happy London game to you. Happy week 7. Happy Brocktober to you. The weather's getting cold. We have our first slate of games affected by wind today. Might see the gloves out. Might see the quarterback warmers today. Big exciting day in the world of NFL football. What's up? I'm Rick Rosen. It's the Check Down. It's the #1 fantasy football pregame show on Sundays. I'm in this chair hanging with you until 1 p.m. taking all your questions, fantasy, football, or otherwise. We are only in the Boom Fantasy app. Make sure you get in on a bunch of Boom contests. I have the Boom contest getting ready to go up right now. Let me just click around and get that up today. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today, but as is with the London slate, we are going to keep the corner of our eye. Shout out to Buff Streams. We're going to keep the corner of our eye on this Chargers-Titans game, which has been pretty one-sided thus far, as most have predicted. The Chargers offense is dead inside. Can't wake up. Wake me up inside. Won't wake up. So we really need to, we took the Chargers, and they're up 10-3, and we just need the scoring to just chill on the scoring. The Chargers got a 70-yard touchdown off the bat. I believe it was their first play, and they've since drove down for a field goal. The Titans started with a field goal and slowed on their second drive. Bolt up, says Riley. What's going on, dude? Bolt up. We got the Chargers -6. You know it, dog. We're bolting up real hard. We're covering real hard. I almost took the first half too, and honestly, I'm regretting it. The Titans are not a good team, offensive or otherwise. The Chargers have only lost to the Chiefs and Rams. That was a big talking point this week, as someone finally realized that. But it's true. The Chargers have only lost to the undisputed best teams in football. What's going on, boss? That was first play. Yeah, first play tote. I'm hanging. It's always difficult with the London games because I want to be watching football. But, Mariota, let it rip. They're dumping off a lot. They're making Tennessee back up and then getting their running backs in space, which is what they should have been doing the entire season. And it's working because the Chargers have a few deficiencies at linebacker, and it's also going to help mitigate some of that pass rush. Which should be healthy because Joey Bosa is supposed to come back once the Chargers get back from their bye, and that is huge. How about this surprise? Tyrell Williams caught the 75-yard tote, Big J, right off the gate, first play. Not even a stutter step, just a straight Gizzo route. Gizzo Riz out. Titans across midfield. They're going to bang it to Henry for 2 yards because that's what they do on 1st and 10. Imagine just being like, nah, I'd rather have 2nd and 8 every time than 1st and 10. I truly don't understand. What's going on, Pilo Dilo? Thanks for showing up right at the jack up, guys. Appreciate. We're right at the tips. Hanging out with y'all 3 hours. It's a famous fantasy show, the Check Down. Let's see what we got on the schedule. As to my right, your left, the Boom early slate contest is going down. That's the $1 million slate. And because of injuries and the reduced schedule, I think this is one of the more winnable weeks for Boom Fantasy. Chargers run again on 2nd and long. Now you're in 3rd and 7. This is the ugliest way to play football. Sony Michel and Julian Edelman both listed as questionable, both expected to play. I love myself some Julian Edelman, but the more I hear about, so Gronk is out, right? Edelman questionable, Michel questionable. It's kind of breaking out to be a James White game. You know what I'm saying? Though I'm looking at a player prop for that game because I'm not totally committed to either side. I do think the Patriots obviously have an edge, but the fact that the Bears have some athletic mismatches on their side of the ball, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Family show, Gordon is out. Gordon is out? Oh, Melvin Gordon. Yeah. I'm like, Josh, I'm talking about the Pats. No, Melvin, I had to wake up. So I woke up at 6, started getting ready for the show, and I had made some roster adjustments already, but once Melvin Gordon actually was declared out, I had to go. Guys, this was my guy this year. Every money league I could, where I picked in the back half of the first round, I took Melvin Gordon. So I had to do a lot of changes today, and there's are no running backs available on a Sunday morning, especially with the bye weeks the way it is. I ended up going with Justin Jackson in a few places. He is Austin Eckler's backup, and the way I see this game going, I just think that Jackson should get the second half workload. I think that Eckler can carry the rock, but he's never had more than 11 touches in the game. I like Jackson from his time at Northwestern. I think he was a rookie with some pop, some explosiveness, and so who knows? He only needs a couple carries. He could fall into the end zone and hit value for me. In my biggest leagues, I'm rocking Melvin Gordon and Devontae Adams. They're both on bye, so I'm fine with a punt this week. Give me back my full strength squad next week. Melvin Gordon pulled a hammy on Friday. I don't want this dude playing on Sunday with the bye next week. We all see what's happening with Leonard Fournette. Rest up, big man. We got a long season ahead. This is a playoff team. Should I go Breda, Tariq Cohen, or Kerryon Johnson? I think it's a really nice Tariq Cohen game. My concern is the Patriots deciding that Cohen is the player they want to take away. They're like, we take away the other team's best weapon and make them do without. So is that going to be Taylor Gabriel with coverage over the top, or is that going to be putting a safety on Cohen every play so he doesn't exploit a linebacker in coverage? And that'll be interesting, but forget White. Michelle's going crazy today. I can see that. No doubt. I'm saying he's questionable, and I'm trying to find a good prop. So I'm not looking for a dominant performance. I'm saying, does no Gronk, no Hollister, Edelman banged up, Michelle banged up, does that equation equal 5 catches for James White? That's what I'm saying as I crunch the numbers on this. I'm actually feeling really good today about these bets. So last week was a disaster, right? What happened last week? Last week I'm sitting here talking to y'all, loving the live show. Brock Osweiler named the starter. Your boy sprints to his laptop, pounds the Bears -4. I end up eating that shit so hard. Without the Bears, I would have had a pretty good day. Gambling was the only things I truly loved besides that once it happened, because I didn't want to touch the game until Brock was the starter, and then I felt it was too good to pass up. The only things I truly loved were Titans first half under and Chiefs +3.5. Smashed them both. Did really well in college yesterday. Feeling good about bets today, but now I'm just looking for props in that Patriots game, see what's happening. Mariota on a 3rd and 7, quick release over the middle, found the gap in coverage. Who's number 19? Is that Taylor? Titans on the move again. We hate that. First half under 22.5 in jeopardy. But this drive will end in a field goal. We need field goals for the rest of the half. Oh, that was just a nice route in a zone gap. There might have been a little miscommunication. That was Tajay Sharp. Tajay Sharp getting additional work is problematic for the Titans because he's not an athletic stud. Taywan Taylor's a much better athlete, but it gets beat by Sharp in stats. So it becomes really frustrating. And it's something I don't like. Let's throw up the schedule. We have about 4 or 5 cool segments today. We can talk about Thursday Night Football. It's going to lump into our Rosen Watch, which is something we usually do. I'm so sorry. So you're choosing Cohen over Breda and Kerryon? Yeah. Kerryon is going to have a limited workload and lose his goal line carries. He's going up against the Dolphins defense that did a pretty good job of slowing down Jordan Howard last week. That's going to be a passing team for the future. What's going on, Scott? I got you in a second. Derrick Henry on 2nd and 9 is going to be 3rd and 3. That was a good 2nd and long run. Derrick Henry's always got a dirty jersey. If you say anything at all, that dude's jersey gets game worn. Yeah, Breda has just had these awful injuries 2 of the past 3 weeks. He's like, it's cool that that's like a really tough guy, but I just don't see how that guy could be like a 20-touch producer. I want touches and touchdowns. And I think Cohen is expanding his role in that offense, and they know. They know that he's one of the more valuable weapons they have, and Matt Nagy is scheming him like he would a Tyreek Hill or a D'Anthony Thomas with those Chiefs gadget plays. Big 3rd down for the Titans. Short drop back, Mariota overthrow. 4th down, field goal unit. Dumb. So here's my biggest problem with Titans, right? The Titans are down by 1 score. They like their defense. They're a team that scored less touchdowns than any team in the league. Mariota has 2 passing touchdowns through 7 weeks. You just gained 6 yards with Derrick Henry. Why are you so afraid of getting 2? It honestly is mind-numbing. The way bad teams will just bank 3 points like that. It's 2 yards. You got Derrick Henry. I don't understand. Scott's got a great question. Missed Henry this morning and Thompson not playing. Need a waiver to grab. Wow, you should hang out for hot and ready. A waiver running back is going to be really hard to come by, my guy. He missed the field goal. Did he make the field goal? Oh, I thought he missed the field goal. 10-6. No more totes. We need to slow it down. Scott wants to choose 3 standard league: Woods, Westbrook, Gabriel, Marvin Jones, Aguilar. So it's really crazy when you look at the Lions receivers and how they're breaking out. Golden Tate is leading them in targets and catches. Kenny Golladay is leading them in air yards and explosive chunk plays. Marvin Jones is leading them in red zone targets, and all 3 of them have 3 touchdowns. So with receivers, it's usually a which one is which. And this is the rare situation where all 3 have become viable wide receiver 2s every week. It's just a matter of which one's getting in the end zone. Good morning, Riley. Which one's getting in the end zone, and which one will have the highest production, which has left Jones as the odd man out. Really frustrating as a guy that's traditionally high on Jones. I would say if I had to play a receiver out of that group, Scott, I like Woods, obviously. Woods is moving into the cup role. He's going to move right to the slot. It's going to open things up for Josh Reynolds, but it's mostly going to give Woods more opportunities, especially in the red zone, where I think he can be super effective, and Kupp's been stealing a little bit of his workload. I like Taylor Gabriel. I think he could be a matchup problem, but he's definitely a higher ceiling play when it comes to Westbrook, Gabriel, or Jones. The other guy is Aguilar. Slot receivers have done really well against the Panthers, namely Sterling Shepard. And the Redskins had middling success in the slot, as bad as they are last week in that area. The Panthers have one very physical corner, James Bradbury, and the rest of the unit's inexperienced and undersized. So I have no problem playing Aguilar. I'm shipping Aguilar. So you're really down to Westbrook, Gabriel, Marvin Jones. I think from a talent standpoint, Marvin Jones is the most talented. Gabriel is your big play threat. In my opinion, and in the opinion of those in the know, the Jaguars' offense is broken right now, right? So the Jaguars' offense is broken, and thus I will not be rostering Jaguars until I can see them turn it around, right? They lack cohesiveness. They're not moving the ball. They're not getting first downs. They don't have balance. They don't have good quarterback play. They're turning the ball over. They're committing penalties. Their line is banged up. It's a really bad look for all Jaguars involved. So let's just scoot off on Westbrook this week and go Woods, Aguilar, and then Gabriel, Marvin Jones, depending on how bad you need the points. If you went against Broncos defense and you feel like you need an extra scoop-de-doop, I would go Taylor Gabriel. But in a vacuum, to me, it feels silly to roster Gabriel over Marvin Jones because I think that Marvin Jones is a very good football player. Taylor Gabriel, you're almost chasing the result with the 100-yard weeks. And that's not necessarily the worst thing, but I do think it's okay. Hey, let me know if you guys saw the fight in the NBA last night. I woke up on my couch and there was a fight going on in the basketball game. Rajon Rondo was accused of spitting on Chris Paul. They got into it, and then Brandon Ingram came in from the bench and just started throwing blows. It was wild. They stopped the game for 10 minutes, and now it's Spitgate because the Lakers say Rondo didn't spit, and the Rockets and Chris Paul say that he did. Chris Paul's a known whiner, so it wouldn't put it past me. I wouldn't put it past Chris Paul to make up that he got spit on. Maybe Rondo's just a spit talker, but this is the shit Rondo does anyway. So either way, it's awesome. I'm excited for I want basketball drama, right? I want teams to hate each other because that's what makes the regular season good, right? That's what elevates these regular season games. Williams is a beast. Yeah, he is. Absolutely. So today we're going to talk about Thursday Night Football, what went wrong for the Cardinals. Obviously a little Rosen watch mixed into that because his performance is a big part of how Thursday went down. Then we got our two-team parlay. We're going to lock this up. We're going to make some money. Your boy's been bouncing back in a major way. Rivers, easy, my guy. Easy, my guy. Slow down. Slow down. Williams is a beast. I was thinking with Travis Benjamin active that maybe he would see a decreased role. It's funny because we called Mike Williams like a league winner after like 3 weeks. Tyrell Williams has completely eaten into what Mike Williams does. That's just a man coverage beat on one of their best corners. That's just a great throw and catch combination. Tyrell Williams getting it done. Boom contest talk. You see it on the main. To my right, your left, that early slate. Let me know how you've been doing with Boom contest and what you need to do to make Boom better. I've been trying to reach out to users all this month. Less videos, more user talk to try to lead the community into this next era of Boom as we grow and expand and add new things. I want to make this as much of a place that you want to be as much as I want you to come to. You know what I mean? Then we got some Browns noise. The Browns are about to embark on a very nice 4-week schedule, and they have a new starting running back or a lessened committee. It's a very exciting time to be a Browns fantasy football holder. This is the 4-game stretch that we've been waiting for. Is that Jackson or Eckler? I would love a little Jackson run. We got our check down power rankings today. That's Eckler. 2nd and 6. We need to stop here. I'm probably a play behind, judging by Riley's comments. But it's okay, because I think he's behind on the stream. So it's like a nice little... They're working with each other. Frank Gore appreciation. Frank Gore had 100 yards last week. We need to talk about it. That's insane. When you really think about who Frank Gore is and what he's done in this league. For him to get 100 yards in the Dolphins, it was mostly considered an afterthought role for him with Kenyon Drake back there. Imagine taking Kenyon Drake in the 3rd round. Yikes. And we'll look at our gambling. We look at our lines. We get going. Big 3rd down for Rivers. We talk about players I'm high on. That's what it's all about. And then hot and ready. Don't ask me if these players are good. They are hot. Oh, no. Out of bounds. No interference, no flags. Punt that shit. I need 3 punts. Hot and ready. These players are under 5% owned. I have a player that can start for your fantasy team today that is 0.1% owned in fantasy league. And I don't know if you know about this hot and ready segment. This ain't a fucking joke, all right? Some of the people that have scored out of that group, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, David Moore for the Seahawks. These people were on the list and then later in the day had touchdowns. Family show. Get it where you got it. Hot and ready. Find it. We do that later. Down that punt. We love it. Play the field position game, hombres. Give me a long sustained Titans drive that ends with no points. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I like the schedule. I think there's interesting matchups and edges, but I said it on the waiver show earlier this week. 4-4-6-4-6. That's the bye week schedule coming out over the next 5 weeks. We're going to start to lose a lot of the premier teams in the league as they embark on their off week. It's all bad enough this week. We got the Saints playing the Ravens. We lose one of the best offenses, but the fact that we're going to lose 6 teams in 2 weeks is horrible. Villadillo, yeah, no. Rondo, complete anomaly. My favorite part of like the on-court mics. First of all, what do you think about this idea that my friends and I talked about the other night? How much would you pay extra to get a game with extra on-court microphones? You have to prove that you're 18 or over so you can hear the talk, right? But it's like a Smack Talk cam, and it's just like the broadcast feed with extra audio so you could hear all the shit talk on the court. I would pay so much more for that. Let's say League Pass is $100, right? How much would you pay to get 1 game a night with full-on shit talk, family show? Maybe no announcers if you don't want them. You could toggle them. You could toggle what you want. I'm telling you, the next era in production, in live production, is a customized broadcast. ESPN does it with major college events where you can either watch the play-by-play or the homers for this side or the homers for this side, or you can watch smart people talk about it, or you can just watch the crowd noise. Like that's the baby steps towards where we're going from live sports. It's going to be optional additional broadcast, customized broadcasts where you have like buttons. 100% I'd rather hear shit talk than the announcers. Customized broadcast, and then the third is going to be virtual seats where you just put on goggles, you pay a ticket, you put on your headset and your goggles, and they put you front row center court. That's the ultimate step as far as sporting attendance. That's where we're going to go. That'd be amazing. You're sitting in the front row for the NBA Finals. You got to go to the bathroom. You just take off your goggles. You go walk to your bathroom. You crack open a beer. You come back. Fantastic, right? So, this is interesting. So they build the VR, right? They get you in a chair. What happens? What happens when they allow motion within that VR space so you can walk on the court in the middle of play? How many cameras do you need for that to happen? Because that's probably the next of the next of the next, right? Ooh-wee, future's lit. I think live sports are never going to go away. And the merge of technology is part of what makes it great. Like, sports does not fear technology. Sports does not fear technology. You already got the NFL broadcasting on Twitch in an Amazon Prime deal. That shit is unheard of a few years ago, Family Show. I'm fascinated by the future of broadcasting because cable's going away. Cable's going away, but if the NFL's like, we want $1 billion for Sunday programming, Amazon won't necessarily say no. Like, Netflix and Amazon now have the capital to be like, yeah, we want NFL games. Family Show. Mariota scramble 1st and 10. Go down, young man. Oh, he spun out. Mariota for a really tough gain of 2. We love that. We love punting. Tick-tock. The under's coming. This is going to come right down to the wire. This is going to come down to Rivers driving, and then they'll settle for a field goal, and I'll hit that under 22 with a little 19 action. That's the way we like it. Brady Wentz. It's not a bad. So yeah, that'll be a really interesting way to go about things. Because already, like, I've been streaming football for a few years, like, on the computer. It used to be really bad. Now we got buff streams. Now we got NFL mobile. Stream quality is about as good as it'll ever be. First down for the Titans. We kind of love that. All we want is 10 yards on 2nd and 9. Just keep on incrementally. Tick-tock, end that first half, settle for field goals, move on. Like I said, the Titans' first half bet has hit every week this season, except for the one game against the Texans where Watson fumbled in his own end zone and the Titans fell on it. It's a free 7 points. Every other week, Titans' first half has hit. Last week, I harped on it. Last week is when I first revealed this trend to the show. And I said, guys, we are going to slam Titans-Ravens under 21.5 first half. The game finished 21-0. You can't make this up. It just says so easy sometimes. 21-0. Final score of the game. You just keep pounding that live under. Last week was wacky for games. Had that wacky Rams-Broncos game where the Broncos hung around and yet Todd Gurley had 200 yards rushing and it wasn't really close. Bizarre. The Broncos, bizarre team. But they had Vance Joseph playing for their... See, that's another thing. When you have a coach, like the players like playing for the coach's job, Titans run a screen to Lewis on 2nd and 8 and get 4. Yo, that's ugly. That's an ugly offense. I'd probably rather have the Giants offense right now than the Titans offense because at least the Giants offense, the stars are there. They have the talent to make crazy plays. That was so awful. Forgot what I was talking about. It's all good. Let's do a segment. We have power rankings at 11:30. That's when we always do them. And I like this one. I'm trying to not do as much food. Oh, Tanner's in the YouTube chat. What's going on, baby? Spicy flex questions. PPR full point. Taylor Gabriel, Breida, Chubb, Curse, and is Lindsey a must start going forwards? Nobody's a must start, but Lindsey is a really solid play. I think Chubb's fine. Not in full point PPR. I'd probably rather have Johnson. But Chubb's going to get his work. The Tampa run defense is really bad, and they're missing an additional lineman, one that they typically haven't been missing, in Vinny Curry this week. So I think you're totally fine going with Chubb. Breida PPR plus, but Curse is a much better PPR play than Chubb and Breida, I believe. Without Enunwa, Curse is going to slot right into that role in the slot, no pun intended, and should be fine. Tanner says Njoku or Kittle today. I just think Njoku's about to break out, be a full TE1, so no problem rocking Njoku. PPR flex, Clement, Marvin Jones, Chubb, or Godwin. Godwin's a really nice play here. He's been the target leader of Tampa since Jameis came back, including the second half against Chicago. I have Yeldon starting at RB2 in this league. Should I bench him for one of these guys? For Chubb? I would bench Yeldon for Chubb. I think that's fair. They're going to try to get Carlos Hyde involved today, as spooky as that sounds. So I'd like to see that. Carlos Hyde trade. Crazy NFL Friday. The Browns want to go to Chubb. Listen, even if you take away Chubb's 63-yard touchdown that he had against the Raiders, he's still averaging over 7 yards per rushing attempt. Like, you have to find a way to get Nick Chubb the football more. And Duke Johnson's legit good. Duke Johnson's legit good and has been legit good for years. Criminally underutilized. I keep thinking back to Hugh Jackson and Hard Knocks being like, oh, Duke's got bad hamstrings. It's like, but you don't even give him the ball, so how would we know? Like, just give that dude the rock. So hopefully Duke Johnson he could have 4 or 5 touches in this game. 4 or 5 catches in this game and 10 to 12 touches. Ideally, that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see each Browns running back get at least 12 touches. That would be as good as I could get it for the Browns running backs at this point in time. I have Yeldon starting at RB2 in this league. All right, Tanner, you're good for now. You're caught up. We love that. Yeah, any questions? I want you guys in the Boom app. I understand it isn't always the most functional and you'd rather be on YouTube, but please try the Boom app first. Let me know what you like, don't like. We're going to have a sit-down talk, and I'll put a free entry in your account for reaching out to me and talk about Boom. Bay Area kid, if you're watching, you said you were going to email me. You fucking didn't. I'll come hunt you down as far. I'm pretty sure you're in the Bay Area, and that is really far. Well, you did just tell us you were moving on Thursday. 3rd and 2 for the Titans. They run a wide sweep to Lewis, and he is going to get it. Yo, if you're looking for the under, is there anything better than 3 yards on 3rd and 2? All right. So we got to do our 2-team parlay. We do our Boom contest. We got power rankings at 11:30, gambling angles. I have Lewis, so I'm not worried about all these first downs. No, you're not. You got to worry about getting in the end zone, my guy. There's nothing worse than Deion Lewis getting tackled inside the 10-yard line. That becomes D. Henry territory. But I do worry about where you drafted Lewis and how your fantasy team is. Oh man, they tried to run a reverse and it went for -2 yards and they're going to get a hold. Why do the Titans do this to themselves? So gross, so embarrassing. Let's talk about Thursday Night Football. And we can't talk about Thursday Night Football without our boy Josh. It was not a good week for Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen got his primetime debut on a national stage, and he got flamed, and he got trashed by the internet. And that hurts. Blocking the back on Jonnu Smith. Nobody wants to see that, right? So now we're on part 4 of Rosen time. Let's go. You're having a nice little start, Riley. So Josh Rosen had a couple turnovers early, put the Cardinals in a hole that they just couldn't get back from, and that's fine. But 1st and 20, the Titans run more 1st and 20 running plays than anyone in the league. Let's see what they do here. Oh, they get a little short drop. Oh, that looks like a design QB draw. Oh! Was that a backwards lateral? Was that an outward option? They did throw a flag for forward lateral. Yo, that's a crazy play. Crazy play. Sorry. This is an interesting tweet from Ian Rappaport that we're going to investigate. Is that a forward lateral? Mariota pitches it at the 39. That's very close. They're going to call him for it, I think. Potential roster moves for the Raiders and Miami Dolphins. The Raiders players are receiving mixed messages, as are other team execs. That just doesn't sound good. They hit him with it. They hit him with that penalty. That's crazy. So one thing I really noticed with Josh Rosen is that while he's doing well over the middle, he's really struggling with sideline out routes, and that's just a horrible sign for his overall development, because that's the throw that is a prove it. I've heard some things about Hyde playing. I've heard they're going to try. He's like a 50-50. They're going to try to get him to dress, maybe get a few carries. The good thing about running back is they can get in there and say, this, just run to the right, like run over to the 6 hole, and you can get him some carries, get him active. But I don't think he's ready to shoulder the load by any means. So Josh Rosen's inability to throw that deep out could ultimately be his NFL downfall. You saw the Broncos getting really aggressive in trying to jump that route because Josh Rosen doesn't have the best arm strength of these rookie QBs coming out. He's got some of the best accuracy and some of the best mechanics, but when it comes to raw power and especially hitting that out route with accuracy, it's just not there. And that is really discouraging for his immediate future. Teams are going to look up that tape and know. Larry Fitzgerald's hurt, and that makes it tough because he's got nobody to throw to over the middle of the field, nobody to throw to underneath. He's got nobody making plays after the catch. And listen, you're losing a Hall of Famer that you were supposed to have. I lost last week because Aaron Rodgers' screen pass was considered a rush for Ty Montgomery because it was thrown behind him. I lost by 1. No, Scott. Oh, my God, no. I did have someone who had an Aaron Rodgers passing touchdown prop denied because of that, but that is way worse. The 1-point L, that freaking hurts my chest. Oh my God, I would be livid too. I've also lost by a fraction. Shout out to the chat if you lost by a 1 point or less already this year. That's just fantasy, man. That is gross. I'm so sorry. That was the said touchdown pass and they adjusted it. That's the absolute worst, man. But yeah, having no Larry Fitzgerald is going to make it super tough on Josh Rosen's development, and because they really only have one capable receiver, and that's Christian Kirk, and he's young. I need to see more David Johnson as a wide receiver. If Fitzgerald isn't going to play the slot, David Johnson should. And right after the game, the Cardinals fired their offensive coordinator, which was about the best immediate change they could make to their overall structure. Now their offensive coordinator is Byron Leftwich. Yes, that Byron Leftwich. So they're going to have things that are a carryover from the Bruce Arians era when they were more explosive and David Johnson had his best season as an NFL running back. It's just better. Last week, because of Rodgers, I was undefeated in the third highest score of the week. My guy, Jeff. So with Leftwich, you're going to see more explosiveness. I want to see Rosen work the middle of the field. I want to see him hit players in stride. I want to see him use DJ as a weapon in the passing game. These things are not happening. The Cardinals were so committed to running straight up the middle last week, like we talked about. We talked about the Cardinals' analytics and their preference for running over center more than any team in the league. That shit needs to stop. And I think it will with Byron Leftwich added to the team. We'll see more wide running. We'll see more short passing instead of a running game. And hopefully we'll see more explosive plays if Rosen can get the time in the pocket. Because the pressure is what really killed the team on Thursday night. I don't have the specific plays to bring up, but on game, second and 22, and the Titans call a running play because that's what you do. Tick-tock, baby. The Von Miller beat the Cardinals, right? Josh Rosen didn't lose to the Broncos. Von Miller beat the Cardinals. There are scenes of Von Miller just throwing guards across the line of scrimmage into other guards. It is disgusting. Von Miller wanted to take that game over, and he did. The Cardinals line was not ready for his athleticism, and they had no answer as he was just ducking under blocks and spinning out of blocks and moving human beings. 3rd and 10, Mariota fires. Wow, we'll take 15 yards. Tick-tock, tick-tock. I'd love if this was the last drive of the half and it ended in a field goal, but I feel like it's going to end with a touchdown the way they're converting. But we're under 3 minutes now in the first half. So these things outline why Josh Rosen is having a tough time, but it also, some of these things are fixable. So it's important that we keep all of that in mind as we continue to evaluate. Like, I'm done getting texts about Josh Rosen being trash and washed. Like, I'm done. I'm rolling with Curse over Gabriel. Broncos are shopping Demaryius. Yeah, I'm rolling with Curse over Gabriel. Great workload and more reliable. A more reliable basement. The Vikings just lost their best slot corner, Hughes. He's a rookie. He's having a really, really good rookie season, and he tore his ACL last week. So the Vikings secondary, which was already thin, is going to be down an additional man. Sneaky shootout potential in Vikings Jets today. Mariota on 2nd down. That's a hard hit. Why do they let him run like that, man? It's so stupid. With the advent of Carlos Hyde getting traded, and teams realizing that 4th-round picks and 5th-round picks have value, that if you can shed salary and get a mid-round pick, you can win a trade. I would expect to see Amari Cooper and Demaryius Thomas get dealt. Possibly Devontae Parker on that list too. Does anybody need a change of scenery more than Devontae Parker? Like, come on, man. That dude's just been drowning as a potential wide receiver 1, and I say that with the strongest quotes possible because I just never saw it out of Parker, and that's what the Dolphins always wanted him to be. That's what the talk in Miami is that he'll grow to that role, but never worked out like that. Sorry, family show. Let's get some coffee going. Where's the coffee? There it is. But it's very interesting hearing Demaryius going on the block, and these big fantasy names with season-altering potential. We don't think about a guy's stock like, oh, what if he gets traded? We only think about a player's value in terms of his health, but we never talk about their roster position being secure. That's a whole new one as far as the NFL is concerned because it's such a hard adjustment to move teams in the middle of the season. But running backs, I feel like, are more capable of this. And, Josh Gordon got dealt week 5, week 4, and he's starting to be a part of the offense come week 7. Jay Ajayi got traded on Halloween last year and was a viable starter the last couple weeks of the season and was very valuable in the playoffs. So I think that 4 or 5 weeks is a pretty fine adjustment period. It's very interesting the Jaguars going to get Hyde because I never understood the whole Leonard Fournette is our guy, we don't need another guy, and he's also going to touch the ball 400 times a season strategy. It just seems like it was a lot of eggs in the Fournette basket, which is what LSU did, but they also had Geis waiting in the wings. And Fournette's always had a history of minor injuries that linger because he's a big physical guy. So it's difficult for us to project Fournette going forwards, but I wouldn't be so confident about his status as a Jacksonville Jaguar, right? Running back value is not high, right? Running back value, you can get them anywhere. You can get them for mid-round picks. I don't want to hear about the Saquon argument. Yes, Saquon is very good, but if you can get a Carlos Hyde with a 5th-round pick, why not take somebody better at number 2 overall? It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Pinky up for mass class. Good on the Browns, though. Good on the Browns for signing a player in the offseason and then immediately dealing them for less than what they got them for. More Browns savviness. But in reality, if Nick Chubb is doing things in practice that warrant him being the starter, I think he is a good fantasy. I think he's a great fantasy ad and has the potential to be a good player in the league. You'll never see a Trent Richardson trade ever again. No, absolutely not. But I think that was like Trent Richardson might not have gotten the workload for us to really believe that he wasn't what we thought he was. Trent Richardson in college was an absolute undeniable stud. Like, I was looking for running backs this morning, and it was shocking to me that Bo Scarborough is not on an NFL team right now. Like, these Bama backs that were just so studly in college can just not catch a break in the NFL because their line isn't consistently dominating. Short screen for the Titans, immediately snuffed out. We love this. TikTok, bitches. We got to get a stop here. But the fact that Trent... Let's look at that headline. That was probably a headline and a half. What were some of the quotes? We're very excited to get Trent. Not long ago, Trent Richardson was viewed as a cornerstone for Cleveland's future. On Wednesday, he became part of its recent inglorious past. Just 2 games into the season and 1 year after drafting Richardson in the first round. Like, yeah, it's like trading Saquon next year, but you know he's not good now. It's much more difficult to after a couple of years with a guy like Hyde. But honestly, there's definitely a team. Parker's hot garbage. Pillow Dealer, you're so far behind in the show. I love it. I think that there's a team that would trade a day 1 pick, a 1 or a 2 for Fournette now. I think there's still football guys that are that dumb. Like, he's hurt right now, so it wouldn't happen. But if it was healthy, some of the best fans I've ever been around. I can't believe it. I didn't see it coming anywhere. I guess it was the best move for the Browns. I wanted to be a Brown. New front office dealt him for a first-round pick next year when the team will have 2 opening round selections and 10 overall. Wow, that must be the start of a big Browns rebuilding year. What year was this? Oh, 2013? Oh, they were garbage for the next 5 years? Tell me more. Timeout Titans with 39 seconds left. This is breaking out. Ideal for the under. No time for Phillip Rivers to get on the end zone. We just need a nice little Chargers defensive no-tote. Such a reversal is what the Browns had in mind when they took Richardson with the 3rd overall pick in 2011. You know what that means. Let's look up that 2011 NFL draft and see who the Browns should have taken. So the Browns missed on... No, sorry. We need 2010. What? That was a lie? Where's the Trent Richardson pick? That's Joe Hayden. What? I definitely had this right. It's 2012, isn't it? Because in 2013 he gets traded. Yeah. We found a typo. We found a typo. Pick? Oh! That's that first half under. Titans first half under is now 6 of 7 on the season. Where is your money man, 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 money man. Oh my God, that was horrible. Oh, Marcus Mariota, you're hogwash. Oh, they got a nice little return too. Ooh, to the 20. Phillip Rivers gonna take that knee for me. Denzel Perryman's a player. The Chargers defense is very injured, but when healthy, first career pick in the red zone. Holy shit, we love it. Perryman, Casey Hayward, Derwin James is a player. And if Joey Bosa is healthy, oh, the Chargers are trying to push it. Oh, it's a handoff. Halftime, baby. Halftime, baby. 3.5 first half covers. Under 22 first half covers. Congratulations if those were your plays. I had the under. I thought about 3.5, but I'd rather have 3. Now I'm Upset, but I'm excited. Gotta start the day 1-0. Gotta start the day 1-0. That's a good win. We love it. So who could they have had instead? They missed out on Luck and Robert Griffin. They could have had Matt Khalil, who's actually garbage these days for the Panthers. Justin Blackmon was a massive bust. Morris Claiborne was good for a few years, but never panned out for a 6th overall pick. Mark Barron still plays, is pretty good. Oh, you could have got Ryan Tannehill. Everyone agrees that was a reach pick. Could have got Luke Kuechly. Stephon Gilmore still doing really well. Dontari Poe. Fletcher Cox is a Super Bowl champion. Michael Floyd, DUI club. Michael Brockers, good pass rusher. Same with Bruce Irvin. Jets missed really bad on Copels. Drake Kirkpatrick, inconsistent. Melvin Ingram, a really nice player. Yo, this first round draft class was kind of ass, huh? Now that I'm looking at it, Drake Kirkpatrick, Melvin Ingram, Shea McClellan. Like Shea McClellan out of Boise, 19 overall. Kendall Wright's a journeyman. Oh, Chandler Jones is really good still. Hard to believe Chandler Jones went to... That was like a big sell high. Like Chandler Jones was a Patriot. Was like a nasty Patriot. And they haven't had a great play since. So this was a really bad first round in 2012. And it's... Not only is it bad, it's possible the Browns got the 2 worst players. What do we got here? Hold on. We got a not expected to play. Oh, no. Justin Herbert not expected to go pro in 2019. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, guys. That's the Giants. That's the guy the Giants need. That's the franchise guy. That's the franchise guy. He's not coming out this year. He's going to stay in school. What are the Giants going to do now? What are the Giants going to do now? That's not fair. That hurts so bad. That hurts so bad. Justin Herbert not going pro this year. Pack it up. This is where we need a sad check down theme. Bow now 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 now. Bow now 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 now. Like damn. Damn. We need that guy. The Giants need a guy. And I thought that was the guy. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. This is the worst day of my life. What do we got for the second half now that we're cashing? Now that we're 1-0 for the day, let's continue this. I haven't made full gambling picks for the day yet, but I'm excited to. Cash me outside. How about that? It wipes away our Brewers loss from last night. Stupid Dodgers. The Dodgers hit when it's convenient for them. It's so annoying. And the Brewers, listen, Craig Counsell did a wonderful job in the series outsmarting Dave Roberts. But he got too cheeky in Game 7. He got a man on second with 2 outs. And he took his starter out to put Hader in, his best reliever, in the 3rd inning. I get why he did that, because he didn't want a dead out. But getting a guy on second doesn't guarantee a run, man. Getting a pinch hitter in against a starter doesn't guarantee a run, man. And then you got Hader out there, and Hader did great for the 3 innings he was in. But then you don't get him for the later innings when the pressure mounts and the game is on the line. Puig hits a 3-run dong and this energy in the stadium completely disappears because the Dodgers still have Jansen. And then what do the Dodgers do? The Dodgers play it the right way. The Dodgers pitch Jansen in the 8th and you say, oh, why is Jansen in the 8th? Why is Jansen? Because Kershaw is warming up and Kershaw pitches the 9th. And that's when the Dodgers close the door. And now Major League Baseball gets exactly what they want. They get Boston and LA in the World Series. And I'm going to take Boston in every single game. Every single game. That is by far and away the better baseball team. And it has been the entire season. Even with the Dodgers adding Machado and the pieces they did. Don't care. So we're stepping up. We could have had Kuechly instead of Tannehill. Family show. No, you're right. You're right. That was brutal. You're so far behind, my guy. Where did the rest of that draft sheet go? I lost it. They legitimately had the two worst players. Chandler Jones, if I redrafted, Chandler Jones would be up there. David DeCastro ended up being really good. Hightower still plays for the Patriots, although he's kind of the guy they're going to work. They're going to try to get Cohen on Hightower because he can't cover anymore. Nick Perry was good for a long time. Oh, Harrison Smith is great. And then, David Wilson would have been a 3-time All-Pro if he didn't hurt his neck. So, can't go wrong there. If the Browns had just taken their second-round pick, oh, look, Mitchell Schwartz. He's actually still playing lineman for them and is complete garbage. I'm looking for big names, and I really can't find them. There it is. Alshon, Michael Kendricks, Bobby Wagner. Fire, fire, fire. There's Osweiler. Fire. Levante David had a couple good years. Vinny Curry is the Bucks lineman that is going to be out today. That's really good. Casey Hayward. Hey, look, Ruben Randall's out here. What's going on, Ruby Roo? Yeah, the Browns botched this so hard. And then they got the extra pick, right? So they had 2 picks in 2014 because they traded in 2013. And who do they get with it? They get Justin Gilbert, who didn't pan out when they could have got Anthony Barr, Taylor Lewan, they could have got Beckham, they could have got Aaron Donald, they could have got Shazier. They got Justin Gilbert from Oklahoma State. And then in the first round, they take Johnny Football. Brown's gonna brown, baby. Brown's gonna brown. Like, dude, imagine if they took Dee Ford and Aaron Donald instead. Are you kidding me? The Browns could have so much talent if they didn't draft like ass for a decade straight. There are so many good players in the first 20 picks of an NFL draft traditionally. And when I say so many, I'm talking about like 7. But when you talk about players that are above NFL replacement players, you're talking about truly world-class special athletes. Like if you can get to your second NFL contract, you are in the percentage of athletes in the world. So it comes down to just nailing those picks. Or Bridgewater over Manziel. That's right. Well, I mean, we can all agree that Manziel was like a horrible, horrible, horrible pick. But Justin Gilbert is awful too. The cool thing is they didn't flinch and they still took Denzel Ward at 4 this year. And a lot of people hated that. But Ward's been very, very good. The difference, for me at least, is that Gilbert played at Oklahoma State and Ward played at Ohio State. Much bigger school, much higher talent, much more expected of you at practice and in otherwise. Just a much higher bar for talent at Ohio State. Like if Justin Gilbert could get recruited to go play at Ohio State, he probably would have. But he didn't, and then he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny to think about that, but you're right. To just wrap that up, there will never be another Trent Richardson situation again, where a running back gets traded in his second year for a first-round pick, unless Leonard Fournette gets traded this week. But he's hurt, so we won't see it. So that being said, it is a good time to talk about the Browns because it's going to be a very interesting stretch for Cleveland as they head into the middle of the season. They're in a decent spot. They've won some games. Baker's in. Don't have to worry about that. But man, look at this schedule over the next 5 weeks. They're going to take on the Buccaneers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Falcons, all in a row. All in a row. The Chiefs, the Buccaneers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Falcons. That is about as good as you could get in terms of matchups for 4 weeks in a row. And that shows when you go to points allowed. There's Tampa, 32nd in points allowed. Tampa and Atlanta, they're on the schedule, 34 and 32 points per game. There's the next one, 27, Kansas City, 28 points per game. Pittsburgh, 26 points per game, 25.7 points per game. So these are four of the bottom 10 teams in points per game coming up over the next 4 weeks. And I believe four of the worst 6 teams in pass yards per game. Baker. So if you were getting frustrated about Jarvis Landry, or today I frustratedly dropped Antonio Callaway, and then after thinking it over for an hour, I went back and picked him up. I love free waivers. You just got to go for it because we believe in these matchups. These are the worst defenses in football, right? We make fun of them week in, week out. We start players against them week in, week out. And now because it's the Browns, you can't be afraid. And that's why I'm taking Njoku at every opportunity I can get and in every question I'm being asked, because he's seen the greatest rise in workload since Baker took over. Him and like the third wide receivers, because there's been players getting hurt. But Njoku has been by far the biggest beneficiary. So any question that has Njoku in it, yes, right? But then when we get to rush yards per game, some of the same guys show up. Here's Kansas City. Here's Atlanta, right? Pittsburgh up here, a little bit better, but still nearly 100 per game. Chubb. Tampa, surprisingly good. But the thing about Tampa is they're getting dunked on so hard in the passing game. The rushing game doesn't matter. Like, they can stop the run all they want. They're giving up 34 points per game. So why would you... Don't flex your top 5 run defense on me. I have a feeling that the Browns are going to try to run the ball today because Brown's going to Brown, right? Brown's going to Brown. And they're going to run into that top 5 rush defense. It's missing 2 players, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to do it wrong, because they always do it wrong. Something to think about as we move into the second hour of our show. Let's bang onto this theme song. Let's stretch our legs a little bit, and let's come back. Power rankings at 11:30. As always, we are going to do the top 5 things I love but don't understand, and that's called a tease. I got wires I got to plug in. I'm just dropping phones everywhere. Hype. Reset the chat if you're having problems. There it goes again. What do we got in the second half line? Oh my God, the theme song is muted. Jesus. Lifestyle. This cord's getting pulled. Everything's breaking down in hour 2. Let's take a deep breath and settle ourselves. Great. There it is. Yas. Much better. All right. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. We'll come back. We'll get ready to do power rankings, hot and ready. Players really high on. You know how we do it. Check down Sunday, week 7. Chargers tote. Oh, we got a Chargers tote down. How about that? 55-yard tote. How about that? Love the breakdown. Mike Williams from 55 out. How about that? That real happened. That's super real. Let's go. Let's go, Chargers. Putting it together in London town. Hey, they finally got some fans that root for them. How about that? They finally got some talent. When's the parlay coming? When do you want it, Scott? If you got to get away and you got to make food, let me know what you're eating today. But if you want it now, you're one of the best, man. You can get it whenever you want it. I like to save gambling for the last hour, and then we just pull up FanDuel and go ham bone. But if you want it now, I'll give it to you now. Because we hanging before power rankings. Let's do hot and ready. Because I know Jeff needed a quick waiver ad for the morning. Big J was in here asking about it. Again, hot and ready is players that are less than 10% owned that you can get immediately into your fantasy lineups. Immediately, right? They are hot and ready. Sorry. I got the hiccups, which is not the right way to start a hot and ready segment. Oh, man. So, this has been a segment that has crushed it in the past. We are here for more crushing. Here we go. First hot and ready. Damian Ratley. Damian Ratley's the new speed guy, the new number 3 for the Browns. It's going to be Landry, Callaway, and Ratley. Higgins is hurt, and Ratley's the speed third guy. And they're going to take shots. We just finished talking about it. Bucs defense, 355 yards, 35 points a game. Have it. Have at it. All right? Have at it. The next hot and ready pick. We are making mini copycat Big Mac sliders and cheddar bacon ranch gator tots. I'm assuming it's tater tots, but now I'm thinking about gator tots and what they are. Now that you got me moving on it. Tre'Quan Smith. Tre'Quan Smith doesn't have a great matchup today, but he's somebody that needs to be added in as many leagues as can right now. He is the Podfather says that is Matt Kelly from Roto Underworld says that if Tre'Quan Smith played for Alabama, he'd be Calvin Ridley. Because Tre'Quan Smith only dominated at Central Florida. So people didn't know who he was coming into the draft. All he did was crush every metric and dominate in college. He comes in with his first major action with Ted Ginn down. I picked up Mostert, little confidence. I would have very little confidence in that. That's a third back in a game against the Rams. However, I do expect... Okay, so it is a cute... Jeff. This is a cute play. No shit. But I do think that Juxik has a higher chance of scoring a touchdown than Mostert today because the Niners know what they're doing against the Rams. You look at the last 2 Niners-Rams games, you're talking about a combined 2 games, 73 points from the 49ers. And that was with Brian Hoyer in the first start and Jimmy G in the second start. So I think they are going to have success on offense. I love the over in that game. And I'm leaning taking the points with San Fran because the Rams have looked very vulnerable. And the people just steam the Rams so hard. I think that over is about as easy as it gets. I'm going to also look at 49ers team total over because the big play nature of the Rams plays into more drives and more opportunities for the 49ers offense, which has not been bad. They combusted in the second half against the Packers on the road. But this is a different beast. This is a division game, an opponent they know really well. Shout out Mike Williams. We called him out and he delivered. And now it's 17-6. We love that. We love that. Hit that music right in time for a 55-yard touchdown, apparently. So Gronk is out, and Jacob Hollister, who I really, really like. By the way, in the future, Jacob Hollister is going to be an ad. If Gronk misses any time, Hollister is the guy that made Josh Allen look really good at Wyoming. Like, Hollister can really, really play football. So get him on a team, but not this week because he is out. Henry up the middle, gross. Another 1st and 10 run for the Titans. Water is wet. Dwayne Allen has had horrible, horrible games in his career with the Patriots. But if you need a tight end, you need a tight end. He is 0.5% owned. That is the definition of hot and ready. He is the only tight end on the team that's healthy. That is the ethos of hot and ready. You can't get more hot and ready than that hot and ready. So learn. And the last guy's Derek Anderson. I actually don't think Derek Anderson's going to be the worst play. There will be a quarterback that doesn't score as much as Derek Anderson this week because he's had experience in this situation starting on late notice, and Derek Anderson has repertoire with Kelvin Benjamin from his time in Carolina. So I think at worst, he only needs to be able to find Kelvin Benjamin and high point it. Benjamin's been fire in tweets, not on the field. He asked Josh, remember this time last week, we were making fun of him via Twitter. Hey, do you want to warm up with Josh Allen? No. Big sack for the Titans. Look at that. They actually throw on first down and they get sacked because Mariota hold on the ball for 6 seconds. And Mike Vrabel, the head coach, will turn to OC Matt LaFleur and say, see, this is when we run on first down. We got to keep on schedule. We could be in 2nd and 7 right now. Now we're in 1st and 18 and now 2nd and 18. Now we got to run a draw. Like, you can't call bad plays ever. You just have to call the right scheme. Like, it's so frustrating to watch the Titans offense. I hate the London games. Ruins the show. These picks are hot and they are ready. I wish I had a running back on this week's hot and ready, especially for you, Jeff, but honestly, there are none. Big screen, 2nd and 16 into 1st and 10 for Dion Lewis. Let's go. Let's go, Peter. Riley's got Lewis. Riley's got Lewis and Tyrell, even though both Williams are getting it done. Copycat Big Mac sliders and cheddar bacon ranch tater tots. That's why Scott gets whatever he wants on the show. So Scott wants a parlay. Let's give that man a goddamn parlay. But these are the hot and ready picks. Of these guys, Traquan Smith's ownership will double next week, if not triple. Fantasy is not that hard. This guy jumps off the screen. He is a Saints. Oh, great run from Dion Lewis. Oh, a highlight run from Dion Lewis. He's not going to get in the end zone, but one of the best 8-yard runs I've seen this year. Not by Saquon. Traquan Smith is going to be owned in 12-team leagues next week. There's just no doubt about it. It's a tough matchup this week against the Ravens, but he's the kind of guy that could break out, and the Saints are the kind of team that could scheme him open. So I got faith. Good block from Mariota. That's hot and ready. Those guys are hot, and they are ready. Are they good producers? I said hot, and I said ready. Okay? Okay, Pumpkin? Little shovel pass for the Titans on 2nd and 1 in so much traffic. I'll pick up someone here. Thanks, Rick. Oh, well, yeah. Those guys are good. Henry got the tote. Yeah, there it is. Dion Lewis, all he does is get them there, get them there, get them there. He had the big play on 2nd and 16. He got them inside the 5 on a run, and Henry bangs in the T. Fuck that, dude. 13-17. We got a ball game, boys. What do you say, Philly Rivers? I have Baker. Should I start him or pick up a QB? Dude, no. Dude, Tampa Bay defense, worst passing defense in football. 350 yards allowed, 35 points. If there's ever a week to start Baker or Eli, it is this week. You absolutely have to start Baker Mayfield. And it's not even getting cute. You know, it's the worst passing defense in football. Jameis Winston came in off the bye and was QB1 last week. Jameis Winston was QB1 in fantasy. The QB1. Bucks defense is where we fade. Atlanta defense is where those are the teams that we pound on, okay? You have Baker. Baker's got the Bucks. It's really a no-brainer. It's between you and me, it's Baker or Eli, and you know where I'm going to go. I'm not going to go with Eli at this point in time. I can't. I just can't. Anyway, we got to pick ourselves a parlay. On first glance, I love this under. I love this under. I love this. I love this. I love this. Those are the Sunday games we got. I missed something at the top. Vikings -3, not 3.5. Alternate spread. Vikings -2.5 for 155. Yabo. So these online sports books are good because you can always get a different line. So out of these, I'm pretty big on this under 41. The Jaguars defense needs a get-right game. The Houston defense is not going to let Bortles get a lot of time. They're not going to let him run the ball a ton. Under 41 feels really good. The Jaguars have played some ugly football games. And this over are really good. I'm going to take Pats out of here, even though I think they're going to smash. These are the 4 things that I like the best. And I want to tell you to pick 2. For me, it's hard for me to do a 2-team parlay with the 8 o'clock game because I will get anxiety all day about it. However, I do think that that's a great game to go over 57. James Palmer, Jaguars Calais Campbell listed as questionable. I just talked to him after his workout. Also, he's confident about today. I don't know why, but I feel really good about this one. Well, you know, the Texans, the team they're playing, have the absolute bottom worst offensive line in the league. So, yeah, that's an underplay. You know what? I'm queuing it up. Under plus the Vikings -2.5. That's where we live. How can the Vikings be a playoff team if they can't beat the Jets by 3 points? Okay? The Jets are down 3 corners. Vikings got Adam Thielen. I do wonder about the wind in this game. The over-under is 45.5. I'm leaning under there too. But because it's Kirk Cousins, it's a rookie quarterback. It's NFL wind doesn't affect, like college can be destroyed by wind because the quarterback's arms aren't as strong. But in the NFL, it's not as bad, but it does impact the game. So I am worried slightly, especially about that total. But these are 2 games that I've identified as points where I really, really like it. And you could get this at plus 214. It is a really solid bet. Lock it up. Lock it up. Should I be worried about Michelle? His numbers past 3 weeks are undeniably good, but he's kind of TD or bust, right? Well, Tanner in the YouTube chat, I do acknowledge that touchdowns are essential to big fantasy days. But you can't say that, Michel's undeniably good and then worry about him as a fantasy asset, because the reality is he's been producing on the best offense in football. And if we can get a Patriots workhorse running back, we're going to get it the way we got it. What are we complaining about here? Look at these numbers and just tell me what we're complaining about. We're complaining about him getting at least 18 carries in 3 straight weeks. Are we complaining about him scoring a touchdown, 4 touchdowns in 3 straight weeks? Here's the difference, Tanner. If the Jacksonville line had a touchdown, 10 for 34 and a touchdown, that's what a touchdown dependent line looks like. You're saying he's touchdown dependent because he doesn't catch passes. Sony Michel is by all means a standard monster right now. Sony Michel is a standard league winner as far as 8. Not complaining, just thinking it's not sustainable. I agree to a certain extent. It's very hard to say this guy's going to score a touchdown every week. However, we're in the New England offense. So we do have upside to the maximum, right? We also have situations here against the Chiefs where, well, not even against the Chiefs. It was in all 3 of these games where the Patriots got out in front by 3 scores. I think especially the Kansas City game, they were up. Where's the box? I want the full box score. Oh, it's up top. The Patriots were up 24-9 at the half, and that's where you pound the run game with Michel. So yeah, Michel's had a couple of really good weeks, but at the same time, you have to keep using a guy like that. And the Patriots, yeah, it's kind of crazy that the Chargers have the touchdowns they have and are still in a 1-score game fight for their life right now. I got a message about that. The Chargers just took a sack. Like they're fighting for their life, having 2 touchdowns over 50 yards in this game. It's so frustrating. The Titans have controlled the ball, but this is, dump it off. Oh, he was going to dump it off. That was a good pass rush. Whatever. Punt. Let's get a defensive stop. Let's get a turnover. Sony Michel's really good. I would be concerned about his workload more than anything, about how much he gets the ball and his history with injury. But overall, it's just not, that's not the kind of thing to worry about. 3rd and 12, Rivers winds up, heads to the sidelines, complete. Forward progress is going to give him 11 yards probably. Who is that? Tyrell? Are they just running the hook, and then they're going to pump and beat him? Because that's high school football, and I'm so here for it. Shoutouts to Nick from our DFI crew. We do our video with Nick Johnson with the slick back hair on Daily Fantasy Insider. He's a football coach, and his football team was down 28-7. Carlos Hyde inactive. So I wasn't wrong. I was speculating and was incorrect, but inactive. So Nick's team was down 28-7. Kansas high school football ended up coming back to win 35-28, I believe, or 42-35. Just a monster comeback. Craziness. Shoutouts. The runs are not the same. If you have Melvin Gordon, do you go for this? I guess the Chargers offense tried something. I looked away for 2 seconds. Football. Yeah, Pilo Dilo. I love that you have Baker, but I don't love that you're considering moving him. Stay with it, man. He's gonna torch. It's the Bucks. They don't have anybody. Todd Haley can't screw this up. Give me a good punt, Donnie. Average to say the least. Did he try the fake fair catch? Because it looked like he fair caught it, but then he didn't. Mike Vrabel having a talk with his linebackers. I wonder if Mike Vrabel knows anything about being a linebacker. Steelers still don't know when Le'Veon Bell returned to team. That is so fricked if you drafted him. Would you pick up Baker Mayfield to have over Blake Bortles? Hey, Amanda, thanks for popping in the show. I also have Stafford. Yes, I would do that. Bortles is having a really tough time right now. Houston's pass rush is really good. It's not just Baker Mayfield as a quarterback. It's his matchup today against the worst passing defense in football. Over 300 yards allowed per game, over 30 points allowed per game. This is just the best possible quarterback matchup for today because the Giants play the Falcons tomorrow, and that's the second best cornerback matchup. But Baker needs to make it happen today. This is the best matchup he's going to get all season. And he's going to continue to get good matchups. The best part about picking up Baker, Amanda, is he's got great matchups for the next 4 weeks. Gracias, no problem. He's got great matchups over the next 4 weeks, and you can continue to use him against Kansas City, against Atlanta, against Pittsburgh, against these vulnerable defenses over the next few weeks. Oh, if you know what that noise is, it's on and popping. Holla at your boy. So I appreciate the question on YouTube, Tanner, about Sony Michel, and it's possible. Hey, I see your audience out there on YouTube watching this stream. We're streaming in the Boom Fantasy app. This is an exclusive. I'm not answering your questions on YouTube chat. I want to see you in the Boom Fantasy app hanging out. To my right is the $1 million contest summary. If you answer these 8 questions correctly, you will come away with $1 million today. Let me tell you something. In the past 7 days, we've had 5 jackpot winners, right? 4 people have won the mighty dollar. Answer 4 questions, $1 to enter, at least $100 to win. It's been growing, but when people break it every night, it just goes back to $100, right? The Super Cinco jackpot, which costs only 99 cents and only has 1 extra question, it's got 5 questions, is up over $1,000. So we've got people betting $1 to win 100, but you can also bet 99 cents to win over 1,000 playing the Super Cinco this week. So I want to see more jackpots go down. Last Sunday we had the mighty double jackpot go down. That was $1.99 to win over $750. So I don't want to hear that Boom is too hard and that nobody's winning, because we've literally had 5 jackpot winners in the last 7 days. There are not other sites where you can 100x your bet like that. I don't want it. You can go on other sites and play 50-50s, double ups. Yes, it's much easier, but you want to turn your $2 into $4, you go ahead and do that. Tell me how your season's going. We are getting big winners, giant checks out. That's what we're all about. Jackpot contests, upside, upside, upside. Spend less, get way more at Boom. That's how we do it. And hey, if you're watching me right now, you might as well get down with the Boom Box. You know what I'm saying? And what's that? Wouldn't you like to know? The Boom Box is how you get hooked up for watching Boom Fantasy live streams. I've got a box with so many autographed jerseys from pristineauction.com, and I just want to give them to you. And some Boom swag, right? Deposit during the live stream. Send it to me, rick@boomfantasy.com. I'll hook you up, enter you in to win a giveaway, multiple giveaways this season, autographed gear from Pristine Auctions. We're going to up the promo on that this week. We're going to do a photo shoot with these jerseys. It's going to look real sexy, and you want to be around, and you want to be entered so you can win one time. You win multiple times. There aren't that many Boom users where you have a Mega Millions-esque shot at winning. You have a whole number percentage shot at winning if you enter. I guarantee it, but I want you to be a part of it. It's called the Boom Box. It's only at Boom Fantasy. Autographed jerseys from Pristine Auctions. Great for the holidays, great for your basement, great for your man cave. Don't talk about it. Be about it. You're already in the Boom app watching a Boom Fantasy live stream. So for you to not make an additional deposit and send me the screenshot just seems a little silly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's get a drink and let's get ready for power rankings because it's about that time. 11:30 each week we pop off on our top 5. Most people rank football things. This is not exclusively a football show, despite the paraphernalia. Are we going to get a Chargers big play or what? Or what? Big 3rd and 5. Mariota alone in the gun. This is where Joey Bosa would be big. Short of the sticks. Incomplete anyway. Trash receptacle. You've had a long at work pumping out things on the computer. I walk in, pop off your glasses, blow on them, and clean those frames right up for my strong man. I hand you a pint of half-baked, and we weep. What is that? What is that? What is that hypothetical scenario you just pitched to me? I'm not sure what kind of fantasy land we just delved into. Are you saying my glasses are dirty? Tell me, baby. Do you like it? I like most of it. I like half baked. I like getting my glasses cleaned. There's a lot to like in that imagery. The London Eye. Let's go to commercial. Close to the end of the 3rd quarter. And the Chargers of Los Angeles have a slight edge over the Titans of Tennessee. Nashville, Memphis. Nashville, Memphis. Knoxville, Rocky Top. Those are all the things that I can... Don't do that anymore. The Chargers of Los Angeles. I actually can... I can do a good amount of accents. I was out with someone earlier this week, and I was like, just name a nationality, and I'll rip the accent. I was surprised at how many... Name a nationality in the chat, and I'll throw that accent, as long as it's not too offensive. But let's do some power rankings. Get them all queued up here. There is a sign of growing older and genius. And the hallmark, I could do a more pop Swedish one. Yeah, I like that. The Max Martin. The hallmark of growing older and becoming a mature adult is knowing the things you don't know. Like being cognizant that there's so much more that you don't know than what you do know. That's part of becoming part of the world conversation, is that there's a lot more that we don't know and don't understand than we do, right? So I just want to take the time out and talk about 5 things that I love, but I don't really get how they're a thing. Okay? I think that's fair. Let's get started. Number 5, 10 nuggets for $1. Burger King does this. I don't get it. There's no way it's chicken, right? Because if it was chicken, it would be expensive. But it's nobody else can even approach this number, but Burger King flaunts it. I just want to know what the margins are and where these come from. Like, there's a lot they're not telling us about these nuggets. That's why they're so cheap, right? Or is it less chicken and more breading? I don't understand. All I know is I get a lot for a little, and the poor me. I didn't hit graphic, did I? Yep. Really good, guys. Really good. Thank you, Scott. That's how you watch the show. The poor person in me can't get down with it. There it is. 10 nuggets for $1. I don't understand how it's a thing. Boom. We're caught up. The second thing I love but don't understand is Future. I like Mask Off. I like a few songs. But I don't really get, like, Future being, like, the next. Like, I can't This is a much more literal interpretation of I can't understand. I don't understand it. I understand why he's popular, and I don't understand what he's saying. I like to be able to sing along to songs. I like to be able to rap on the lyrics. And it legitimately takes me, like, 15 times listening to a Future song before I have any idea what's going on. So, yeah, it's not something everyone here is going to appreciate, because this doesn't seem like a big rap crowd, but we're trying. I'm going to take 0 on Justin Jackson for show. Really good. So yeah, Future's number 4. Number 3 is League of Legends. So you might be watching Worlds. That's like the big League of Legends World Championships are going on right now. 2nd and 5, Rivers throws it away. We hate that. There's hundreds of thousands of people watching this video game, an international global event. I don't understand this game at all. There's so much nuance, and yet I like watching it. It's got some really intense moments, and the announcers do a really good job of letting you know when the intensity is ratcheting up. But overall, I have no idea what's going on, and I have no idea the intricacies of it. It's like watching football and only getting excited for like touchdowns and like not understanding coverages and matchups. It's like when you putting in a fantasy lineup, but you're just like rolling a dice. It's I love it, but I don't understand it. Rivers on 3rd and 5. Move my chains, baby. Antonio Gates. Water is wet. Number 2, Viceland. I love the shows on Viceland. There's a lot of great shows on Viceland. There's that weed one. There's that 2 Chainz one. There's the one with the little Spanish dude. There's some addiction stuff. There's a lot of really good content on Viceland. Who pays for it all? Earlier this week, there was a report about Facebook video views are not we were lied to about Facebook video views. And the reality of that is that so many websites slashed their editorial teams in favor of video production because of the revenue Facebook videos were generating. And now we know that those numbers were fraudulent. Viceland, I feel like, had a lot of those videos. Vice had really good videos on Facebook, and they cut their whole sports department. They got the HBO deal, but like, how do they keep it up? Like, they're always sending people to crazy places. I just don't understand how Viceland makes money, because they don't have a lot of commercials. The commercials are for their own content, which means you're not selling ad space. It's just a mystery to me. Like I said, I like it. I like what they do. Jesus, what did I just do? Scrolled up hard. Phone down. And the number one thing that I love but I don't understand is hot dogs. And that's mostly because I don't want to understand. You know how many people are trying to tell me to watch a video about how hot dogs are made? Like that's something that I want to do. Shut up and let me enjoy my hot dog. I don't care what's in it. I care about if it pops when I bite into it. It's got a natural casing. And I don't want to know what that is either. I just want to eat it on a bun with the appropriate toppings. Maybe 2. You know what? Sauerkraut too. I love sauerkraut. I don't understand that either. 2nd and 6 for Rivers, stepping up in the pocket. He's going to go down. That's a bad sack. Listen, the Titans have one good thing going for them, and that's a pass rush. Okay? And Rivers needs to get that. Rivers is trying to hit these deep balls. They need to get open and get out. Who's he got? Oh, he's got a dude wide open in the flat here, and he just doesn't throw it to him. Shitty. That's the number one thing I don't understand. 10 nuggets for $1. The rapper Future, the game League of Legends, the channel Viceland, and hot dogs. The Checkdown, power rankings. Every week we do this at 11:30 p.m. That is our top 5 that we will always work with. Just as a quick aside, because this is something big 3rd down conversion. The Chargers are inside the 30. It seems like whenever they want 12 yards, they can get 12 yards, so they're trying to get 30. Whatever. This is something that we worked on earlier in the week, and now I just want to show to you, because I said I was going to rank all the quarterbacks by speed. You might have missed it. But these were my final results. I don't think they're necessarily scientifically accurate, but these were the besties. Sorry, Brady's a little cut off, but this is what I finally decided on for my quarterback speed rankings. Russell Wilson at the top, Eli Manning at the bottom. Somebody who I think I probably wasn't fair to, probably Mariota should be higher. Mahomes could be a little higher. Thank you. No, there's a gap. Eli is the slowest quarterback in football. But I thought that the left, I thought it would get more interesting. It kind of got less interesting. I don't want to be watching film of all of Joe Flacco's runs to check out his gait. But I do believe that the left side is about as accurate as I could get it. Probably was a little unfair to Luck, but he's got a shoulder. Keenum can scoop, but we don't really see it anymore. Rodgers is hurt. I'm not sure if this is scientifically accurate, but I think that there's very few to, overall on the whole, people can agree with it. But if you missed our show, again, we go live Tuesdays, we go live Thursdays, and this is what you would have missed. You would have missed a QB speed ranking. It was frustrating to drag all those word boxes around. Probably should have just done one big text box, but I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh. Finishing up hour 2 here on the check down. I got all your fantasy football questions locked, loaded. Duke Johnson is listed as the starting running back for the Browns today against the Bucks. We love that. I'm going to check and see if there's any Duke Johnson propos I can take. Whoa! Down goes my phone again. So, thinking about props that we like as we head into making our picks and getting ready for the day of fantasy football. We like James White or Julian Edelman. We're still on the fence about it. We're interested at Duke Johnson. We're interested in Adam Thielen. We're interested in Robert Woods. And then Monday, the only thing I like with Falcons Giants is Saquon. Saquon's rushing yards prop is going to be over 100, right? His if he has a combined yards prop, it's going to be over 150 yards. And I'm sure people will still take the over. Even though at that point, the value's in the under. I mean. Because if the Giants get ahead, they're going to give the ball to Saquon. And if the Giants get behind, they're going to throw the ball to Saquon. It's just an open face. Did you just say a hot dog is an open face sandwich, Scott? That is awful. A hot dog is a taco. Everybody knows that. Open face sandwiches. So my big issue with that phrase is I don't pick up open face sandwiches. I see open face sandwiches as melty, and then I eat them with a knife and fork. Was that a reverse? Chargers ran a little reversage. Austin Eckler inside the 20. Throw that shoulder out. We love it. 10 carries for 45 yards. I thought a hot dog was a hot dog. Google the definition of open face sandwich. Don't mind if I do, my guy. An open face sandwich consists of one or more slices of bread with one or more food items on top. Here's the issue. Here's the issue. Use your knife and fork to eat the sandwich. That is how you eat an open-faced sandwich. Is this just a question of nationality? No, I think it's about the definition of your delivery system, if you will, how you get the protein into, because you understand, the Earl of Sandwich invented sandwiches. Big third down for the Chargers underneath to, did you catch that? Keenan Allen? How about it? Keenan Allen prop in effect. Refs are calling it incomplete. Titans may challenge because it's a pretty big play. It's all about the delivery system, right? The Earl of Sandwich wanted to hold his meat while he played cards, so he put it on bread, right? If you're sandwiched, if you're closed up, you're a sandwich. Open-faced sandwiches, to me, have one piece of bread. But now that I'm on the Wikipedia for open-faced sandwich, every picture has 2 pieces of bread. I don't understand. See, this is why this is an open-faced sandwich to me. This is one piece of bread with stuff on it. Titans are challenging the catch. I think Allen got it. I think Allen got it too. Last year, I would say no catch. See, to me, this is a sandwich that hasn't been closed yet. This is a sandwich that hasn't been closed yet. This is an open-faced sandwich. I think of open-faced sandwiches as like they're open-faced because you're unable to pick them up. But I feel like we're at an impasse where some people think that open-faced sandwiches are sandwiches that are served open, or if you close them, stuff would squish out. That's just an over-prepped sandwich. Not sure. Like, this is this looks gross, by the way. I don't even want that on my screen. An open-faced shrimp sandwich in Stockholm. I did not need to see that. I'm an adult, and I felt very uncomfortable looking at all. One more time. Listen. This is like a Ron Swanson Parks and Rec. I don't think you understand me. I want all the shrimp you have on top of my toast. Look at this. Look at this disgusting sandwich. It's shrimp, and there looks like to be like a hollandaise underneath there with that's a twig next to it, some hot sauce. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever looked at on this show. And we've done a McDLT. You guys want to watch McDLT? If you don't watch, if you have never watched the Checkdown, if you're watching us for the first time on Boom Fantasy app, we watched this about 50 times last year. This is a special sandwich at McDonald's. This is an open-faced sandwich. It actually works in perfectly with what we're doing. It's an open-faced sandwich.
Hey,
I'm gonna listen to it because the music is fire. Turn your volume up. Bang this. Bang on this. Hopefully go into your car and play this. Yeah, Scott knows exactly what's about to happen.
All at the same time? Yeah! Well, I say you got it. I'm talking McDonald's new
Why
lettuce
is
and tomato hamburger.
It's a lettuce and tomato hamburger.
I'm talking quarter pound of beef on the hot side.
And the hot stays hot.
The new McDLT.
I didn't bet you didn't know George could sing.
Cool side.
And the cool stays cool.
The new McDLT.
Cool crisp.
The beef stays hot. The cool stays crisp. Put it together, you can't resist.
The big selling point is that lettuce and tomato are separate.
Keep it hot, hot. Keep it cool, cool. McDLT. McDLT. Hot beefy McD. Cool crisp LT. McD. LT. It's a good time. Hot beefy McD.
He's got so much hair.
Great taste.
Cool crisp LT.
McDonald's.
Could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever.
McD. LT.
It could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever. That's a video, man. That's a freaking vid. That's a Checkdown Hall of Fame vid. If we checked out Hall of Fame, it'd be Gordon Ramsay eggs. It would be Cool Beefy McD. It would be the press conference that got our YouTube banned on the Boom channel. It would be what else did we really watch last year? I mean, that's it right now. We're slowly constructing our Mount Rushmore, which I think only has 4 faces on it. Shout out in the chat. But so just to put an end to our hot dogs, our tacos debate, I just like to close it by saying that Pop-Tarts are ravioli. Okay, thank you. I think we're done. There's no more discussion needed there. Let's get set for the last hour of the show. We're going to have, what are we talking about? We did Hot and Ready, so we got to talk about the other stuff that we have. We can make our sportsbook picks. We got our parlay locked. Snap, where's our schedule? Dude, football in the morning is less than optimal for trying to put the show together. And like, I'm trying, but I'm watching. Like, let's get it real. I'm watching football because that's what I do. Hold on, wait. Cereal is just soup. I'll do you one better. Because here's the thing. Oh, is that a pick in the end zone? No, it's broken up. So we're going to go up 20-13. That's a cover. How about this? When you buy soup, right? It comes pre-made. It comes all together. It's soup. So wouldn't you just argue that cereal is salad and milk is the dressing? Because when you buy cereal, you're like buying the bags of lettuce pre-made. And milk is just your dressing. People eat their salad without dressing. People eat their cereal without milk. Soup is always together. If cereal was soup, then you couldn't have it without milk. But there are many people who do no milk in their cereal, right? So cereal is a salad. Mind blown. Yeah, Keenan Allen wide open. He's got to be frustrated. You know who's frustrated? Me and my Keenan Allen prop. Keenan Allen lead the league in receiving yards in the regular season. we've said that if things don't improve, I will eat this on the Thanksgiving show. I will dip this in my homemade Vidalia onion gravy, and I will eat the shit family show out of this prop ticket because it'll be slathered in gravy. Keenan Allen was wide open. He kicked the pylon. Shit, he's so mad. Here's the thing. Phillip Rivers gets mad at everybody and nobody says a thing. And then Jason Alexander, though. No, kid fucks. Did he mix that? He made that, right? The thing about... so frustrating. Like, nobody's more mad and explosive than Phillip Rivers. But when Keenan Allen acts out, everybody has to go over and talk to him like it's the end of the world. Like, it's not fair. Wide receivers get such a bad rap. It's such garbage. Keenan Allen's legitimately being underfed. Keenan Allen is the number one who's had to watch the other two receivers combine for 120 yards worth of long touchdowns. This guy can't get a break. They got him stuck running slants and underneath, drawing safeties up so they can throw over the top. So he's important tactically, but he's not being used in a way that maximizes his production, which everybody just wants the ball. Receivers want the ball. It's not hard. It's not hard to figure out. It's not science. Yeah, that was Jason Alexander's peak as an entertainer. He was singing, he was dancing, he was hairy. It never got much better. He was nearsighted. You know, things never got much better for him. I loved it. That was the best commercial McDonald's ever did. It just might be the best lettuce and tomato hamburger ever. What does that mean? Lettuce and tomato hamburger? That doesn't mean anything. So, thanks, Jason Alexander. That was an open-faced sandwich. I didn't even realize. We got all hype. That technically was an open-faced sandwich. So it really just comes down to the definition of what open-faced sandwich is. Because to me, if it's served open-face, that doesn't make it an open-faced sandwich. To me, an open-faced sandwich is not edible like a sandwich. It has bread, but it's not for being picked up. That's how I define it. So in that's why, taco is made to be eaten with one hand, right? That's why hot dog works so well in that way. That's why I said hot dog is a taco. But in reality, if it's on bread, if it's meat on bread, it's probably a sandwich. And any type of, taco, burrito, those are just other breads. Like, those are just different breads. I think that's fair. It's your protein and your delivery device. That's the two things needed for a sandwich. The sandwich was invented because the Earl of Sandwich wanted something to hold his meat while he played cards. So as long as you have something to hold your meat while you play cards, you're eating a sandwich. Should I play Tate for the Lions or Taylor Gabriel for the Bears? What's going on, Bad Boy 19? Thanks for popping into the show. I think Golden Tate is a great option. It's tough to stay away from Taylor Gabriel because he's had back-to-back 100-yard games, but it's like the first time it's ever happened in his career. I do think he's got a really good matchup. I'd be very interested to hear what your other receivers and flex plays are because Golden Tate's wide receiver 1, right? Like, he leads his team in targets and catches, and he only has 3 touchdowns, but so does every other receiver on the team. And the Lions' lack of tight end production means that all 3 receivers they have are always going to be viable, especially Tate as the number 1. He never comes off the field, right? So I don't think Tate should ever really leave your lineup, but Taylor Gabriel has a really interesting matchup. So it might be worth me hearing about the other players in your starting lineup, Bad Boy 19, so we can better evaluate your roster today. Sorry, that's blowing up. I hate that. People want me to share their fantasy advice articles. Like, I'm not on live Boom Fantasy app until 1. I'm here till 1, baby. I'm here till kickoff. We got the Chargers -6 in a fight for their life right now. Keenan Allen looks pretty happy. He looks demonstrative. I think that's a good word. But here come this slovenly Titans offense having by far their best game of the season in terms of moving the football against a playoff team, right? Well, if the Eagles make the playoffs, that was probably their best game. Little play act, dude. Mariota tries to play action, and by the time he gets settled into his back foot, they're in his face, man. It is tough, and that's why there's so many dump offs. There's so many check downs. Let's do a quick Frank Gore appreciation post. Guys, Frank fucking Gore last week. Frank Gore last week, in his 14th season, rushed for 101 yards. 4th all-time in career rushing yards. If I, like everyone else, thought Frank Gore was heading to Miami because it's Miami. Set up on the bench. Is that a drop? How does that ball go on the ground? Miami's Miami. They're not going to contend. He, in his mind's eye, I'm sure he wanted to go to the Patriots, But he goes to Miami where the weather is nice. They showed some promise. And they got Kenyon Drake that he can back up. Frank Gore ain't no backup. Frank Gore's been getting the bulk of... That's a straight drop. Frank Gore's been getting the bulk of the workload throughout the season. And he got 101 yards last week, in part because the game went 5 quarters, right? Like, if that game doesn't go into overtime, Frank Gore definitely doesn't finish with 100 yards, pun very much intended. But at 35 years old, he actually had 200-yard games last week, and this week was able to get it going for his first 100-yard game of this season. It's crazy. I still don't think he's fantasy viable. You got 2 Dolphins running backs, and they're splitting 12 touches a game. Brock Osweiler at quarterback. I don't trust anything on that team right now, although I'm probably taking a flyer on Albert Wilson in a deep league today because of the big plays the Lions defense has given up, and Kenny Stills will probably be the one drawing Darius Slay in shadow coverage. Big 3rd and 10 right now for the Titans. Mariota in the gun, looks right, quick release, pop pass to, who's that, Tajay Sharp? Taywan Taylor, I talk about Taywan Taylor being better than Sharp, and then Taywan Taylor drops a wide open pass over the middle, and Tajay Sharp converts a 3rd and long. Like, this is why receivers play over other wide receivers. It comes down to execution and trust. That's a good play. I wish young receivers wouldn't jump when the ball is coming their way. That's like a very frustrating thing that some receivers do. I mean, I would. I want additional security. I want to get that ball close to my body. I want to just be able to jump and attack the ball at its highest point, even though that's not really what he did. But too many times, even on like short throws, guy will like jump over the middle to catch it and like secure it in his belly. I just think jumping is so ill-advised, and so many young receivers jump into catches. And that's me giving advice to professional athletes. Let's fire up the theme song at 12 o'clock. We're going to come back. We're going to go through the sports book. We're going to pick more games. We're going to look at player props. We did hot and ready. We talked about the Browns. Players that I'm high on. I keep forgetting that's a segment that we do every week. 2nd and 10, another dump off to Lewis. Lewis is PPR monster right now. I want to tell you guys about the Boombox real quick. The Boombox is how you get hooked up with watching Boom Fantasy live streams. You watch my show. You deposit during the show. You send me the screenshot at rick@boomfantasy.com, right? And then you get entered to win one of these. A Hall of Fame jersey within the last 20 years. First team All-Pro. A Hall of Fame defensive tackle. A Madden cover athlete quarterback. First overall pick. Played for 13 seasons. I have these guys signed jerseys in this box to my left. Ready to go. Ready to be drawn. Oh, another drop. Corey Davis on 3rd and 7. That is so bad. Dude, Titans receivers. Oh, that is so bad. But we love it. We love it. -7 boys love it. And the Titans will be forced to kick a long field goal. Corey Davis gets separation. Good move. Puts his left paw on it and just like paws it to the ground. Like, that sucks. That I would be talking so much junk if I were a corner, even though I just got beat. Here comes Ryan Suckup to take away the spread. How dare he? I think the Chargers can come back with 8.5 minutes and get another 3. I think they can get another 7, put this game away. I think ideally they would want another 7 to put this game away. He missed. He missed. Suck up. Suck up. Suck up. Chargers continue to cover -6. We are so about that life. Hit that theme song, boys. Every time we hit the theme song, good things happen. The last time we hit it, Mike Williams caught a 50-yard tote. You're watching The Checkdown on Boom Fantasy, the only live stream in the Boom Fantasy app. We do this 3 days a week, 3 hours on Sunday, hyping you up for week 7 or whatever the next week is, because it's only week 7 this week. subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us Twitter, Instagram, at BoomDFS. That's where it is. That's where it's at. Where do you get down, kids? Yeah. We got no Gronk. We got no Fournette. Aaron Rodgers has a week off. The Steelers have a week off. We lose a ton of fun fantasy production. Melvin Gordon got the week off. Save us, Rams. Save us, oh ye Rams that skip like young sheep. That's biblical. We should do more gaming streams on Boom, right? Would you guys watch me play Overwatch? We got one more hour till week 7. London games, man. They're starting to come at us. The Chargers should consider moving to London if they're going to get a good crowd pop. The Chargers are the official team of London. I don't think the Jaguars would do well there. You don't want a team that is good at that's hallmark is defense to be your first team in a new city, right? Wouldn't you want the team with the explosive offense and the Hall of Fame caliber quarterback to go to lead the NFL into a new continent? I still think you should have a team in Mexico City before you have a team in London, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because the NFL is political AF. It's just not gonna. And Mexico's kind of, there are some unsavory parts of Mexico, but I do think Mexico City would be a great place for an NFL franchise. Nobody would want to go play there. It's a short trip for a team like Arizona or the LA teams or the Texas teams, and yet it will be hostile AF all the time. And to think that they don't like football in Mexico is just a farce because Chiefs-Rams, the Mexico City game this year, that's going to be rowdy AF. I hope there's a lot of Rams fans, but when the Raiders play in Mexico City, it is litty AF. So I'm excited for another Mexico City game, and I do think that 1st and 10, Rivers is going to look long. He always does. Dump off for a loss of 1. This is a big drive for the Titans defense if they want a shot at this game. Their offense and the Titans defense has been getting done dirty this year because they actually have not been horrible, but they're just getting hung out to dry by their offense, which has been actually bad. And that could be super frustrating and can lead to resentment in the locker room, and then you lose the roster, you lose the staff, and the whole thing blows up. But it comes down to execution. We're watching the Titans drop multiple passes, especially on 3rd downs, and that's killer. You can't have that because the Titans are getting stops. The Titans have given up a couple big plays, but holding the Chargers under 28 points is a feat. That's a team that, oh God, bad mistake. Drop by Eckler. It's going to go to 3rd and 11. Melvin Gordon really is that dude. He's getting more touches than he's ever had. He's getting more catches than he's ever had. And he's making more tacklers miss than he's ever had. I believe he's 3rd in the league right now for missed tackles caused. And that's a huge missing piece for this Chargers offense. But like I said before, this is a dream spot to be able to rest Melvin Gordon against a team that you should be able to beat heading into a bye. Gordon tweaked his hamstring on Friday. I'm blaming it on the travel, and he gets time to rest, and I love that. 3rd and 11, clean pocket for Rivers, winding up, hits Allen, 10 yards and a flag. Maybe he'll get him for defensive holding. I'm seeing the hold. We could get one here. We get an easy 1st down. Keep me posted in the chat. I know you're probably ahead of me on Strim. It's not easy to watch football, talk football, live football, but your boy is taking it in like oxygen. What's left on the schedule? Holding, defense, automatic, 1st down on 3rd and 11. Like, that's what bad teams do. We could talk more about the Boom early slate. I love that. $1 million contest up on Boom. Again, 5 jackpot winners in the last 7 days. It's a skill game, and you can do the research and make some real money at Boom Fantasy. Gambling angles, players that were really high on. Those are the last 3 segments that we do in this last hour. Everything else we already covered. You should be here at 10 so you can watch the full show. Otherwise, we are here. Why are they measuring if it was a holding penalty? Why are they measuring if it was... Why are they measuring? It was an automatic first down. Move the sticks, idiots. So dumb. I don't know why I'm tilting over referees. Keenan Allen wanted it. He got the spot anyway, which I love. I want to see Keenan Allen smile, but I'd also want to see him in the end zone. Where's that prop ticket? I will eat you, prop ticket. Succumb to me. This is a good deal I got, man. I love that British fans have flags. That's awesome, because I feel like you can't bring those into the stadium in America. $50 to win 800. Keenan Allen leads the league in receiving yards. He's like 28th right now. He would need not only otherworldly production on the back end of the season, league-winning potential on the back end of the season, he probably needs injuries to Thielen, Thomas, Hill, and Diggs, Adams, Mike Williams, Terrell Williams, Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Taylor Gabriel, Doug Baldwin, Mike Evans. But other than that, he is right in line to take this one down. And like I said, if this guy isn't even remotely close to cashing by Thanksgiving, when we do our Wednesday all-day Thanksgiving cook-a-thon or our Thursday eat-a-thon, I will be dunking this thing into some gravy and I will be scarfing down this L. I'll eat this L. Jameis wants me to eat a W. I will eat this L with vigor, with great joy. Let's look at some player props while they're doing the early fourth quarter Phillip Rivers tote reel. 2 long totes, 2 burns. Rivers over 300. Like, for example, the Boom contest for this game, single game contest at Boom. Are you really going to take Mariota over Rivers in a passing yards question? Like, it isn't that hard. 3rd and 8, they go to Gates. That's a punt play. I hate that. But they're covering, put their defense on the field. The Titans are in a touchdown desperation mode. So we are looking very good for our Chargers -6. Unless the Titans go down and fully tie the game. Because for the Titans to drive down under 5 minutes on the Chargers and come away with 3 points would be a throw. It would be purposefully losing the football game. So we got real drama in London right now. We actually have the Titans on a fourth quarter drive to make this a football game. I don't believe it'll happen. But it's really nice to have drama at noon, right? Some good football noon, some nooner drama. So we could do players I'm high on. Let's look at some props first. Football. Here we go. I've been consistently riding Adam Thielen props to start the season. But let's take a look at what we got here. I'm not going to take any Jets players. Seeing big tweets, big players and tweets come up. Kirk Cousins, Thielen receiving yards is finally over 100. Finally over 100. The wind makes me nervous. Yeah, it's a Justin Herbert tweet. That's a really fun revelation that Justin Herbert's not coming out yet. Adam Thielen over is about as safe as we can get in football. If Cousins is like 330, I'm not going to take it. The wind is going to be bad at the stadium today. So I would take Murray without Cook. We kind of love that. Over 68. I don't know if I'm going to take that prop, but I like what I see off the cuff. Let's go to Colts Bills. We hate it. Panthers Eagles. We love it. What's slot catches for the Eagles? That's Aguilar. Aguilar catches is not an option. That's okay. McCaffrey combined yards 100 is a very interesting under that I'm probably not going to take. I'm just going to keep it highlighted to take a look at it. Browns Bucks. What do you got for Duke Johnson for me? Peyton Barber, Nick Chubb, David Njoku, Ronald Jones. Duke Johnson total yards 61.5 all freaking day. I want that. I want that in the worst way. If they're smart, he'll easily have that in the first half. Lions, Dolphins, nothing I'm really crazy about. Texans, Jaguars, nothing I'm really crazy about, except maybe sacks, total sack prop, but that's been really tough to hit this season. Saints, Ravens, hard pass. Oh, maybe let's get Willie Snead revenge game queued up. Willie Snead revenge game. Willie Snead yards, not catches. Yo, they just don't give you receptions as an option. 30 yards for Meredith. Willie Snead, 42. Why does he got more yards? That's garbage. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Saints, Ravens, Cowboys, Redskins, no thanks. Rams, Niners. Bobby Woods, baby. Where's Bobby Woods? First of all, CJ Beathard passing yards, 250 is probably safe. Robert Woods yards, that's pretty high, but we love it. Todd Gurley receiving yards, hate it. Todd Gurley total yards, 140. I'm inclined to go under. Breda, 75, could be under. You're behind, way behind. Oh, the football game? Is the football game over? Do the Titans have a long touchdown that I don't know about? Is this the long touchdown? You're making me want to look up the box score. It's still 13-20. Oh, the Titans are at the 14-yard line? What the frick? I'm like 3 plays behind. Thanks, Jeff. We got to catch up in a major way here. 1st and 10. I think this is the same shit. 2:27 left. And I'm like 20 seconds off. That was the same play. Dang. Here come the Titans. No thanks. Hard pass. Mariota's got 230. 22 of 29 efficient. Rivers only has 25 attempts. Rivers went under 300 on that last drive. Threw a couple plays for loss. Oh, there it is. They're to the 13 now. We hate that. 2nd and 8 at the 12. We hate that. But Titans really think they're going to tie this game? That's cute AF. Great. Now I got anxiety heading into the final drives of the football game. Really good. Really good, guys. Just clicking around aimlessly. Freaking out. Wanting the next play to start. Really good job watching football while talking football. The check down at its finest. Let's break down this contest for the early slate. Brady versus Wentz. I really like Wentz in this matchup. Brady's in a game script kind of thing where he's going to be feeding the ball to Sony Michel. They're going to have the lead. No Khalil Mack and a tired Bears defense. What do you know? A first down run for the Titans. Most rushing yards. This could be the toughest question on the slate, but I'm going to go with Sony Michel because he's the one getting the most outright rushing carries. Like I said, at least 18 carries in his last 3 games. So he has the highest potential to hit 20 carries, which would give him the highest potential to hit 100 yards, which is unlike the other 3 guys who are all middling around 12 to 15 carries per game, which means I like Michel. McCaffrey has the most usage and is on the field more, but he's more of a passing back. Receiving yards, this was a tough question. Deshaun Jackson hasn't been producing horribly with Jameis Winston. He has had some bad luck with penalties and with balls he's just missed. Some overthrows as Winston readjusts. But I'm going to go with Diggs here. The Jets are down 3 corners, or a corner and 2 safeties. Diggs is due for a game after all the Thielen hype. Expect them to work on Thielen and Diggs to have a nice little game. Receiving yards means we can't take Ertz because we want a big play guy. Ertz definitely most catches, but he's not in this question. This is where we got Alshon, Edelman, QT, and Funchess. I went QT because of the slot matchup that the Cowboys exploited against the Jaguars last week, but after Gronk failed to make the trip to Chicago, I'm now leaning Edelman as a big part of that offense. Oh, we got to go back and look at Edelman and James White catch props. We will do that. But I like Edelman for most receptions in this question. This is the $1 million slate, and you're getting the answer key from me, your boy. Total touchdowns, I went Thielen here, and I still think he can get 2 and win this question because I don't see 2 out of Golladay, Burton, or Gordon. Just not those kind of matchups. Golladay has been outstanding, but the way the workload has been diverted in the Detroit passing game, I don't see any Detroit receiver catching 2 touchdowns. Although Golladay got really close in his last game. He had 1 touchdown negated by penalty, and 1 long play where he was tackled inside the 5 and LeGarrette Blount scored on the next play. So it's not like Golladay can't do it. He just the flow isn't there. Has got to be able to see it. Passing touchdowns, Luck, Winston, Stafford, Cousins. Really strong matchup today for a few of these guys. Not Luck. Buffalo has a really good defense, even though he's going to be out there. Cousins, good matchup, but the wind has me nervous, especially in the red zone when you're floating the ball up. I'm going to go with Jameis again. The Browns defense has been slowing down and missing parts. They're going to miss they're going to miss a Pro Bowl linebacker out of the lineup today. I think Winston is going to continue his hot start with Todd Monken and be fine, just fine. Hopkins going against Jalen Ramsey in a tough matchup today against the Jaguars. I like him to get 92 to 95 yards, stay in his range as an elite wide receiver, but not having a breakout game against a Jaguars defense that has felt disrespected over the last 2 weeks and would like to take away the Texans' best player in a very winnable game. Again, I think we're going under on that game. And I like a similar thing for Mike Evans, who didn't have a strong start with Jameis Winston as his quarterback. He did have his best career game against the Browns, but it was 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So Mike Evans is going to take on Denzel Ward, who is the best cover corner, the rookie for the Browns. He got he's been slowing down top receivers, completely shut down Keenan Allen last week in a game where the Chargers scored a gang of points, but Allen still did nothing. So Winston can still have a really nice game without Evans having a really nice game. Those things are not tied as closely as you might think. 3rd and 4. Am I behind? Tell me I'm behind on this game. 1st and goal at the 2. God damn it. The Titans are going to score here, aren't they? Great. We're going to play overtime, and I'm not going to cover. Great. Tell me more. 2nd and goal at the 3. Guys, this is horrible way to watch football. I got to tell you. So that's a summary for the Boom Fantasy $1 million slate. Again, that's just the early slate. We still have late slate, primetime, and individual game contests across the board. That includes NBA action tonight. And as we get set for World Series contests next week, you better buckle up because the content for Boom is coming at you hard and fast, just the way you like it. 1st and goal, up the gut on an option run. Dion Lewis is immediately sat down. Is there going to be a touchdown here? 2nd and goal at the 3 with 43 seconds left. I'm watching Google alert update, and then I'm going back to the stream, which is a full play behind. But I feel like there's going to be a touchdown without me able to watch it. Great. Let's look at these Patriots props. Oh, we're going to have timeouts. Yeah, we're going to have timeouts on timeouts here. Last minute freaking drive. Yeah, that's why the clock stopped, because we got a timeout with 43 seconds left. That's brutal. Patriots, Bears, props. James White receiving yards. Sony Michel rushing yards. James White total yards, but no Edelman catches. I hate that we don't have reception props on FanDuel. Curse you, FanDuel. First touchdown scored, Deion Sims, book it. That's the least likely thing I've ever seen. Ben Braunecker. Nah. Benny. Third running back. No. Matthew Slater, special teamer. So yeah, disappointed here by the prop options available. But if I had to take anything, James White over 51.5 receiving yards feels pretty good. And this Sony Michel over also looks pretty good in terms of his past couple games. He's had 100 yards in 3 straight games, so unless he's banged up and game script doesn't call for it, they should be fine. I know this play is going to happen within the next 5 seconds, and I'm just like super rattled here. It's hard when your bets are going and you're doing a live stream. I can only imagine watching and being a part of it, a Boom Fantasy Jackpot contest. It's a live sweat. So we do. We want to get into more of those as the season starts. As basketball does more late slates, we'll do more late sweats and jackpot sweats so we can watch the contest unfold together on Boom Fantasy. If you have any questions about more things you want to see, again, rick@boomfantasy.com. I want to talk to you. 3rd and goal at the 3. Oh, my sweet puppy. It wouldn't be a football game unless Phillip Rivers was in a 1-score game with less than a minute to go. This is how football is played. I wouldn't be surprised if there was another timeout here. Kind of crazy that the Titans are 3-3, and we talked about them being good 2 weeks ago, and now we don't know anything. What do they call on 2nd and 3? They call weird shotgun everything, triple option everything, and a pass. Corey Davis thinks he got roughed up. You ain't getting no roughed up. What happens on third down? What happens on third down? Oh, it's a touchdown, isn't it? Damn it. Oh, tilt. Are the Titans going to go for 2 in the win here with 40 seconds left? Because that would be mega tilt. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to host the best show I can. But there's a football game on. And your boy doesn't do well with the ADD. 19-20, Titans. What do they do here on third and goal? They split Lewis out wide and they run a flare. Mariota's going to run. Oh, my God. He reaches over and he gets it. Scumbag. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Marcus Mariota. The guy? The franchise? Hey, Evan Kavanaugh has a question in the chat in YouTube. Funchess, Shepard, or Robinson, standard league. That's a really rough set of receivers. I think Funchess has a decent matchup today, but if you can be patient and want a little extra risk, Shepard's got an ideal matchup against an Atlanta defense that has been getting torched. The Falcons have been really bad. Oh, it's getting reviewed. It's a late reach for sure. I can't watch this. Standard. So, yeah, the Falcons defense, what it is. Oh, that's not a might not be a touchdown. Allen Robinson had a hammy thing on Friday, very, very similar to Melvin Gordon. Allen Robinson's a little bit more banged up than you'd want your receiver to be. So keep that in mind as you keep him in your lineup. But I like Shepard. Funchess is also a good option, but this is a decent Eagles secondary. Called back. My guy, Big J. Keep me posted in it. Holy shit. And Mariota's a little banged up. Get Gabbard in there, why don't you? Jeff, I honestly am like a full minute behind and struggling. So appreciate it. No, it didn't look like he reached over. It was a super late reach. But when you roll the body over the body, that's where replay gets really tough. When bodies are stacking on bodies, that's you make me want to close the chat, Jeff. I want to call you and put you on Zoom video conference. You can go play by play with me on the final play. What do the Titans call on 4th and goal at the 1? You got to give it. Listen, if you don't give the ball to Derrick Henry up the middle here, what is the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for getting creative and running a creative offense. If you don't give the ball to, and I don't want them to score. I want this to fail. If you don't give them the ball to Derrick Henry from the 1 yard line, what's the point of having him on your team? You want me to relay? I kind of do, but I also kind of don't, because I'm sweating. I'm now starting to schwitz. I don't know. Your call. Dealer's call. I'm just tilting. They're lining up for 4th and goal. Wait, don't say it. They're lining up. Oh, I don't know where to look. I have 4 screens in front of me, so it's very difficult to maintain and talk about the show. Let's do players I'm high on. Oh, they took a timeout. This is a segment we talk about each week. It's the players you might be really high on, featuring Elon Musk. It's Shawnee Mac segment. Shawnee Mac didn't even show up today. Oh, they're lining up in shotgun with no Derrick Henry. This is exactly what you should do. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's got to be a touchdown, though, right? I cannot imagine getting Derrick Henry on your football team and not giving him the ball in 4th and goal from the 1. What is the point? I'm high on David Njoku this week. I'm high on David Njoku for the next 4 weeks as the Browns get no play yet. Hell yeah. No, I saw Anthony Lynn timeout. I'm really high on Saquon this week and every week, but this week especially against that Falcons run defense, Saquon props all over the place. I'm really high on Jarvis Landry. I know he had a really bad week last week, and we wanted him to be the guy last week, and he got the targets to be the guy. So one thing we always talk about in fantasy, you have to believe in the process, right? The process tells you that Jarvis Landry is still a good play. The Jarvis Landry process tells you that he was a good play last week, and he's a good play this week. He just didn't make the plays last week. Positive regression is a real thing, right? Just like we talk about, we're worried about Sony Michel. Yeah, you're worried about negative regression because he's got 100 yards and 4 touchdowns in 3 games. So it's fair to worry about negative regression, right? But Jarvis Landry's a guy that could be in the mood for some positive regression. more players I'm high on. I'm really high on Robert Woods in the cup role underneath against the Niners. I gotta pee. Honestly, this fourth down is killing me. I'm really high on Chris Godwin, number 1 in targets in Jameis's first full game back. They're gonna move the ball. Mike Evans is gonna get that shadow coverage. You go down on the depth chart for the Browns. You get Chris Godwin getting plays. I mean, it clearly happened. So, I don't know. There seems like a lot of Chargers fans there. I really think this is the best crowd he's ever had. Tyler Boyd, straw game today. Chiefs secondary, awful. Tyler Boyd continues to be a fantasy stud from the middle rounds this year. Corey Clement, really nice game. The Panthers have struggled with passing backs. That's Corey Clement. Shut the fuck up, Jeff. God damn it. They threw it. Stephon Diggs, good game. Unbelievable. Send the Boom deposit screenshot to rick@boomfantasy.com. Look at this. They ran the right formation at least. Heavy I formation with Derrick Henry, and you slide a tight end over. Okay, props for at least calling the right formation, and then you got cute and pulled it out. Oh my God. That was the play they ran, and they had it covered? Oh my God, Jay. Oh, they had it. No. This game's over. I just gonna blew the 6-point spread, man. That is fucking horrible. Ow, don't go for the tackle. You're in the end zone. Go to wrap. Put your hands on the ball. Terrible defense, man. Terrible slot defense. I hate that. I hate that so much. 2-point conversion fail. Hold on the defense. Replaying. Oh my God, Jeff, thank you, but this is horrible. You know what? I actually don't care anymore because -6 can't hit. So why would I fucking care? Fuck, man. By the way, the over-under was 41, I think. And this is a 39-point game with a 2-point conversion. Yeah, very obvious holding in the back of the end zone. I saw it as soon as it happened. 2-point fail. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. I liked the Chargers today, and they chargered me. They did me chargerly. Look at me tilt, family show. Look at me tilt. Is this what you wanted, Check Down Nation? 30 minutes left in the show, full sweat. Feeling like the first 10 minutes out here. Damn, man. Bah. Chargers -6. Bullshit. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Stupid Titans scoring 20 points. The Titans aren't supposed to score 19 points. Listen, the Chargers defense is not great, but the fact that they let Deion Lewis sneak out 19 times is enough to lament on. What did they call for a 2-point play now? So now they're, again, in Derrick Henry pound it situation, and they go, no, this is what they call? Yo, that's an NFL offense? No running back? You're at the 2-yard line and you don't use a running back when you've spent your team equity acquiring 2 running backs? What the hell did I just watch? Why would you do that? All the money you put in your line and Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry, and you don't put either of them behind the quarterback, you run a fake jet sweep pass over the middle at the 1-yard line. How fucking cute do you want to play it? Family show. But seriously, this is why bad teams are bad. That was bad. How do you look at that and be like, we almost had it? You're an idiot, Matt LaFleur. You ain't got the Rams out there. I know you're the Rams, you're OC from the Rams last year, or you were the wide receivers coach, and now you're the OC. But good God, that's a terrible, terrible call. You only got the touchdown because everyone thought it was a dive to Derrick Henry. You only got the touchdown because of that. Imagine they run this onside kick back for a tote. Don't tell me. But that is so unbelievably poor execution. That's why bad teams stay bad. You want to talk about the players letting them down. That's fine. The players drop passes, especially on third down, penalties on defense, blown coverages on defense, giving up big plays. Listen, the Chargers got 2 plays of over 50 yards. The Chargers didn't finish off a drive without Melvin Gordon on the field. But for the Titans to get that close to winning and to be that wrong, that is Bush League. That is collegiate. That is first-year coach, first-year coordinator. Bush League. Yeah, I'm mad at Chargers -6, but I would be fine if the Titans won this game because they earned it. Instead, you took your team all the way down the field and you let them down with 5 seconds left with bad play calling and poor management. This is not that hard. You got Derrick Henry and you got the highest paid tackle in football. This is not that hard. That is egregious. That is embarrassing. There's a reason you do that in London, because that is not something you do in America. That's not something you do in front of the home fans in LA or Tennessee, because it's always a home game when you're playing at the Chargers. How do you realistically rationalize that? No running backs, fake jet sweep, pass over the middle into a full defensive zone concept from the 1. What are you doing? It's a check down. We're rocking with you on a Sunday, half hour to the early games kickoff. We're 1-1 on the day, thanks to that. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is so stupid. Again, not mad they didn't cover the spread. Not mad the Chargers defense is not good enough to cover a 6-point spread. That's my fault. But for them to, the Titans to work so hard and to call the right play on 4th and goal at the 1, and then to get 2 2-point conversion plays to steal a game against a far superior opponent. The AFC South isn't so unattainable. That's a 3-3, a 500 football club that can still win their division, and they just ate dick so hard. They're going to miss the playoffs by 1 game. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. They're going to miss out on the last day of the season on a wild card spot. And they have absolutely no one to blame but themselves. That was so pathetic. If it was college, I'd be upset. That is so aggressively bad. Derrick Henry, not on the field. How can you get the defense to move to you when you don't even put a running back in the backfield? How can you explain that? You have Derrick Henry, you signed Dion Lewis. It's been your only means of production in this game. They would be shut out if not for Dion Lewis and screens. And when it comes time to get 1 yard, you call your most creative play hogwash. Infuriating. And I didn't even want that. I've never been this mad at a 2-point play. That was bonkers. That was cuckoo bananas. Again, I wanted the Chargers to win. But I'm not going to stand idly by and watch a good football team burn itself to the ground. That is awful. Awful. Awful play calling. Truly remarkable. I cannot believe what I just saw. They ran a fake jet sweep pass over the middle with a quarterback that has thrown 2 touchdowns all year, just got roughed up on a quarterback run with Derrick Henry, with a banged up Chargers defense that you've been gutting up the middle as your only means of production on the day. Good teams and bad teams, there is a real difference in the things they do. Let me ask you this. The Rams need 1 yard. Matt LaFleur, the offensive coordinator, who I'm assuming just called that garbage play. Matt LaFleur's on the sidelines with Sean McVay. Rams are going for 2 to win the game. Is there any doubt? Any doubt in your mind that Todd Gurley doesn't touch that football? And I'm not calling Derrick Henry Todd Gurley. I'm saying all this time, nobody in the NFL is better at turning 1st and 10 into 2nd and 8 than the Tennessee Titans. Nobody's done it better this year. And now when you actually need 2 yards, fake jet sweep, pass over the middle, crowded defense, tipped incomplete. It defies all logic, practical otherwise. It defies all logic. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. How do you do that? I didn't bet on the Titans, but I want the Titans to succeed. The Titans are an interesting team that can control the ball at the point of attack on both ends. They have a physical offensive line and a solid pass rush with good young players on defense and a good defensive coordinator. But holy shit, did they just throw a game away. And guess what? The Chargers defense was flailing. So you go into overtime, you can easily take that game away. Even if the Chargers get the ball first and kick a field goal, you can still take that game away. But to be so aggressive and at the same time so foolish was absolutely mind-blowing just now. I literally can't believe what I just saw. And I'm just staring at Jeff's words, 2-point fail. 2-point fail. Like, yeah, that was the definition of a 2-point fail. I do not understand the logic in that call. I think that's pretty clear. What else can you say? I get one football game to talk about in the morning. At least there's something to talk about. Because that should have been a Chargers cruise, right? The Chargers scored on the first drive of the game and the first drive of the second half and did diddly dick for the other 55 minutes. Frustrated. Congrats to Dad 1, Dad on 83, and Bad Boy. They turned 99 cents into $5 during the Super Cinco in that single game slate just now. So that was super lit. Good job, gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. We love it. We love a dad winner. We love a dad that wins. So we did players I'm high on while stressing that freaking result. And now we got 20 minutes left. Let's bring up the boombox. Let them know real quick. Listen, this is how you get down with boom. If you like watching me tilt, if you like watching me freak out, then it's very obvious that you enjoy Boom Fantasy live streams and you enjoy Boom Fantasy. So there's no better thing for you to synergize these likes than to get down with the boombox. You take a screenshot of your most recent Boom deposit during a live stream and you send it to me at rick@boomfantasy.com. I enter you to win the box. Boom swag, autographed gear from Pristine Auction. You get hooked up. We want you to be on our team. And this is how we kick it back to you. Again, you're already on Boom. You're already playing contests on Boom. So there's no better way to rep Boom and to get rewarded for watching these shows, which you're already doing because you're getting Ace's fantasy advice and low-key amazing rants. But good God, the Titans. Get down with the boombox. You got nothing to lose. You're already playing on Boom Fantasy. You're already holding the Boom Fantasy app in your hand. So pop into your account, take a screenshot, ship it to me, rick@boomfantasy.com, and we will get you moving with the boombox. There are multiple drawings throughout the league, throughout the year. Multiple drawings. So you got to enter to win. And then from there, who knows? But you got to enter to win. That's numero uno. Got to get down on Friday. The game I'm most excited for is Kansas City, Cincinnati, and it's not for 8 hours, so fuck me, right? The Giants don't play till Monday, so that's the most tilt I'll be doing. I will tell you that I have a few compadres with a very frisky bet on the Vikings. So I will be taking the Vikings for a sizable amount, and that will be making me schwitz. That is what will start the schwitz today, and the schwitz will continue throughout the day. It's just what we do, you know? So I'm about it. I want you to be about it. Ugh, Boombox, Boom Fantasy live stream. I hate the London. Man, the London games really mess up my hustle and flow. They really mess with my flow. Draft sending an awful push notification. What a terrible push notification. Like, hey, we're here. I hope you're watching, Draft. Yeah. I'm going to take the Vikings for a decent amount. I'm going to take those unders and those overs that I like. I'm mostly into totals today. I've been better at predicting totals than I have with teams. Can you see I clearly did that with the Chargers. We nailed our under first half, and then we botched Chargers -6. Thanks to some late heroics by the Titans offense. That game is really going to bother me all day. It's really not how I like to start the day. It's not that we're chasing. It's just that we should be doing way better than we are. And that can be frustrating. That can be frustrating. Frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Frustrating. So yeah, that's where we are with 18 minutes left to go until early games kick off. I love it. We're going to take these Vikings for a healthy amount, and we're going to ride with them, and we're going to pop off on these totals, and we're going to look for some live stuff, and we're going to look for some player props, and we're going to have a nice little day. We're going to have a nice little football Sunday. That's what we do. Keep me in check. This is the time last week when we found out that Brock Osweiler was the starting quarterback and we laid too much money on the Bears. It's important to not do that. A lot of people will want you to do that. Super important to not do that, right? The games that I loved, I said. Let's go ahead and mark those up. Got that over. Got that under. Got that over. We love it. Boop boop ba doop boo doop beep boop ba doop boop. Big action, big action, big action. Derek Anderson, do we love it? Do we hate it? We love it. Baker Mayfield passing yards 282. That's provocative against that. Listen, that they're giving up 350 yards per game. So can Baker get 282? That's up to you. They took Duke Johnson rushing receiving yards off the board. Literally fuck my life. Jarvis Landry 6 catches, too much for me. Callaway 3 catches, V pass. Njoku 5.5 catches. That's what I like to see, but that's a lot. You know, we're here. Deshaun Watson's hurt, and they told him not to fly, but he can eat passes, eat the Jaguars defense. Like, remember the Jaguars? Like, we feel a special game coming. What is happening there? Jones, Tate, Galloway, Osweiler, Drake, Gore, Amendola, Stills, Wilson, Newton, McCaffrey, Moore, Wentz. What's Ertz catches? 6.5. Yikes. Too many. Too many for me. Ebron's been pretty good. 5 catches is too healthy. Thielen, 97.5 yards. Broken. And what do we got here? Bortles, that's that game. We need to find that sack prop. I like it even more. Nah, he'll throw it away. Goff, Gurley, Woods total catches, Woods total yards. 84.5 for Woods. I'll think about it later. And I just missed the Kittle prop last week. Kittle's a guy that they try to work in, and then the defense is like, oh yeah, Kittle. And then they just forget. I like all those things. I'm going to take Pats third quarter because Patriots dominate the third quarter. This is something that we've talked about before on this show. Bill Belichick makes it a priority of his to win the third quarter. And it's one of the only times you can get the Patriots at plus money. They're plus 130 at minus half a point to win the third quarter this week. It's just a field goal, man. It's just being up. It's coming out of halftime, maybe getting the ball because you deferred, and doing that do. Let's think about our parlay today. We've been crushing. We're gonna buy that Vikings down. We're gonna take the under in that game. Lilitsky. Keep it moving, boys. Stay positive. Keep it moving. Actually, we can take the money line and feel just a little bit better about it. Minus 180. Hit me up with any last minute questions you might have. We are 15 minutes until this nice and easy Sunday kicks off. Again, we got 4 teams on break. We just had a London game. The best game of the night got flexed to prime time. So this is a nice chill stream with some nice chill boys to get this done and have ourselves a nice little profitable Sunday. For me, I'm going to gamble all day because my fantasy outlook is horrible because I had to sit Melvin Gordon. So I sat Melvin Gordon. I picked up his backup. I picked Eckler's backup, who didn't touch the ball. So I'm eating zeros for my best player, who normally carries my scoring. So I got no problem just not checking scores, eating dick this week, and coming back stronger next week with better matchups and a stronger roster. Because remember, everybody has to deal with bye weeks, right? If it's not you for this week, it's you for next week. Everybody has to deal with bye weeks. So you got to pick your spots, know when you're probably going to take a loss, and try to give yourself as many chances as possible to win a game. $42.5. Yeah. What do we like? Vikings we like, and under 53. Ooh la la. Did I not? Huh? Under 53 in that Texans-Jaguars game feels mega locky, right? Under 53, Texans-Jaguars. How do those two teams come up with 50 points against each other? Are the Jaguars going to score 20? Are the Texans going to score 30 against the Jaguars defense? And that offensive line? Jeff, I'm thinking more about that holding penalty on the 2-point attempt. It feels to me like that play was so far in the corner of the end zone that if he just lets him go, it's a back corner fade and it's a jump ball, but it's probably way more winnable than giving them another look. You know what I mean? Just a confluence of events. Again, I already lost my bet, right? So I'm just fascinated with this 2-point. Your 2-point play, this is important. Your 2-point play is supposed to be your best play. You practice your 2-point play every week, right? So what was the Titans' 2-point play? The spread look Mariota rollout that ended with a Mariota running for his life and throwing it into the dirt? Or was it the spread out no back fake jet sweep throw into the middle of the defense? Shit shrinks down there, my guy. Shit shrinks down there. I am very confused at that call, but family show, sorry. But I had a good time enjoying it and breaking it down. Maybe we'll talk about it more on Tuesday when the Game Pass releases and we can fully investigate what the Titans were thinking, not putting their running backs in the backfield on 2-point conversion to win the game from the 1-yard line with less than 30 seconds left. It just seems like if you put the details on a board, you would be like, oh, that's dumb. Oh, that's stupid. But, like, my issue is it goes back to the thing we talked about on our Thursday stream. There are a list of things that you did in Madden that are now trendy in the NFL that good teams do and bad teams don't. Good teams throw on 1st and 10. Bad teams run on 1st and 10. Good teams know that you should be running on 3rd and short. Maximize your plays. Convert first downs. Success rate. Bad teams think, oh, 3rd and short. They think we're running. Let's throw. Drive ends. Give the ball away. There's such a fundamental difference between the way good teams and bad teams operate. You could see it when you look at the Rams and the Giants, or the Patriots and the Cowboys. Do you think the Patriots are going to punt on 4th and 1 in enemy territory? They're going to run that Brady sneak like they know how. The Cowboys are afraid of success. The Patriots are not. The Giants are afraid of success. The Eagles are not. Right? The Rams and Chiefs are not afraid of success. I am finding it so hard to believe that that was their best play. Right? They say call your best play as your 2-point play. Guarantee yourself 2 yards. How is Derrick Henry falling forward not your best play? This is going to bother me all day. Again, I already lost my bet. It's not just gambling tilt. It's fundamental football misunderstanding. It is like it's short-circuiting my neurons to think that a team with this strength, this readily identifiable strength, could short circuit so hard with the game on the line. Could you be more dialed in? You just converted 4th and goal from the 2. Now you have a 2-point shot to go up and steal a game over one of the best teams in the conference. And guess what? Now the Titans and Chargers have the same record. What a football league. The Titans, who had 100 yards of total offense and 0 points and 11 sacks allowed last week against the Ravens, have the same record as the Chargers. I don't understand it. I refuse to understand it. I don't think I'll ever understand it. I don't want to keep talking about it. I got 7 minutes left and I'm trying to get ready to enjoy my Sunday, bloody Sunday, baby. I'm about to go 0-4 in Fantasy League. Shout out to Melvin Gordon's hamstring. But that's my own fault for not having running back depth. I understand, but he's still the number 1 back in fantasy. Losing him is going to hurt. But in my main league, where it really matters, I have Aaron Jones and Marshawn Lynch. Hey, Chamuk, what's going on? Tilting hard on it. Yeah, absolutely. Chamuk, if you got time after the game, let's chat. Let's chat on the phone about Boom and what we could do better. I tried to email you back earlier this week, but we didn't get a chance. Let's chop it up, man. If you've got 10 minutes for me, I'm all aboard. I'm not tilting at the gambling result. I lost on Chargers -6, but it washes with our first half under, which is near perfect on the season for the Titans. But I'm tilting on NFL. You only have 16 games. Like, why is that how you ended that game? Don't forget, Suckup missed a field goal, right? So they're. Oh, dude, listen. Life is your ultimate. I totally understand. I'm just trying to get a hold of you, man. I don't want to have to pester you. I want to chat about Boom. But I'm more tilting about the way football teams choose to make decisions when it matters. You only have 16 games. There's only 32 offensive coordinator jobs in the league. Why would you choose to spend your money play like that? Like, know your own team. Like, know your own limitations. It just felt like an arrogant play call, you know? I would rather have seen the Statue of Liberty than what they called. It's a big no-no from me. Hate it. Hate it so much. And again, no money on it. I'm looking at my teaser options. I shouldn't, because teasers are good. Dude, you lose Green Bay, Oakland, Pittsburgh, and Seattle. You're just taking away from NFL Sunday, man. That's 4 of the best franchises in the league. And that's stupid. I hate that. You took away our favies. Who else do we have? We have the Pats and the Rams in our friendly picks. Oh, I gotta make pool picks. Damn it. I always miss up my pool picks with 5 minutes left to go, and I already missed Thursday night and Sunday morning. Tilting hard. Hey, this is supposed to be No Teasers 2018. I ended up hitting one yesterday on college games that I liked, and I hit one last week. I actually would not have hit it if it wasn't a teaser. It was the Rams Broncos over 40, and it ended up like 1 point over with a late Broncos tote that ruined the spread for Rams backers. But I get 10 points and I get excited. That's just what a degenerate does. That's just what degenerate gamblers do, my guys. The reality of the situation is such. Final 4 minutes of the show. We take the home. Here's how we do a pick'em pool. If you've never done a pick'em pool, it's about picking winners, no spreads. And what I do every week is I check all the home teams and then I adjust. I think that's the best way to do it. It fights off decision fatigue. It fights off overthinking. It fights off all good stuff like that. Evan Brown will be active as the backup interior O-lineman. Oh my God, the Giants are down another offensive lineman for Monday. Good God, I'm leaning towards not touching that game and not watching that game. I might just go out and drink my problems away for that game. So I will take the Lions over the Dolphins, the Vikings over the Jets, the Pats over the Bears, the Cowboys over the Redskins, the Rams over the Niners, and those are my home team flops. You start with the home teams, and then you flop. I think that's the way to do it. Hey, guys, Justin Jackson had 2 rushes for 3 yards and an 11-yard catch, so we're on the board for 1.4 points this week. Fantasy expert. That's how we do it, baby. Justin Jackson's take a bow, 1.4 points. The Chargers really never got on the field, man. The Chargers really struggled to call plays. The Titans did a really good job sustaining drives. It's not my fault. I got 2 minutes till tip. What do you say, boys? We love it. We love the show. We love getting down. I'm looking for one last bet. I'm in full tilt. Give me that. Give me that. And give me that. For sure. One more bet. Can we get a bet in at 12:59? One more bet. 12:58. One more bet. One more bet. Parlay's in. Hit the theme song. I say drop Lewis and picked up Chubb. Full tilt. No. Oh, there are worse moves to make. I wish you would, pop in the show earlier so we could talk about this stuff. But you're going to be fine with Chubb. Deshaun Watson had to take the bus to Jacksonville because he was advised against flying because he's got rib and lung injuries. But he's going to go against the Jaguars defense today. Under my guy. All right, Chimook, call me maybe. Let's chat. If you're still on the show, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This is the Check Down. We do it every Sunday for 3 hours in the app. Only in the Boom Fantasy app, my guys. Check out the Boom Early Slate contest. You're late on it. It's 1 o'clock. Check out Boom Late Slate. Check out a single game contest, including Sunday Night Football. Load up on those Chiefs, but pick up Joe Mixon. That's how you do it. NBA, jackpot season. It's going to be really big. It's 1 o'clock. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you Tuesday.